What is up, everybody? It is the RP Ginger here, and we are playing session 49 of Storm King's Thunder. This session is titled The Doom of the Desert, and it potentially now is a chance at the final session. It's going to be either this session or the next one, I am guessing, and then the campaign, after 3 long years, basically, will be over and done with. So hopefully the players tonight are more than ready to combat with what I have prepared for them. Last we left off, the party set sail with Kurth and his pirate crew in search of the Morkoth, a ship that was owned by the Kraken Society and currently had King Hecaton comatose. The party, after a long journey cut short by Warrendel's magical rune of wind, eventually found the ship. They did battle with cultists and an archmage in Legion with Imerith. And then after freeing King Hecaton from these magical chains that comatosed him, he launched up in an attack. Octavios persuaded him that they were on his side, and then a Kraken, the legendary Slar Krathal, who has made appearances in name several times throughout the campaign, showed up to devour Hecaton and the party. He power word killed the barbarian Liviant and downed Octavios. Luckily for the group, though, Livy and Warrendel held things together, gathered the group, and used the conch of teleportation with King Hecaton to teleport back to Maelstrom and away from the Kraken, but not before Kurth sacrificed himself, jumping into the maw of the creature to hold him off. We left off with the party entering the ruins, or not the ruins, the main meeting area, the throne room of Maelstrom. They seen signs of a fierce combat. Dead storm giants and other creatures, fire giants and giants of other kind, laid dead on the floor. And breaking through the corridor was a shadowy figure that turned out to be Uthor. And he collapses to his knees and says with one last breath of desperation, "Brother, you've made it." And then he collapses over. The party, badly beaten and also in bad shape, has Octavios unconscious and Liviant dead. What do you guys do? You're muted, Livy.
Am I?
Nope, you're not now.
Okay.
You were just shadow puppeting, apparently.
Trying not to panic or freak out, but definitely rushing over to rank first, I believe, to see if there's anything to be done. Only to kind of have that gut feeling like, well, he's dead.
Yes, and Octavios also laying on the ground, breathing. I'm going to need a death save from Octavios. Mr. Rend, if you would be so kind as to give me a death saving throw.
Of course you're going to need a death saving throw from Octavius, Ren. With a 13.
A 13 is a success. Now, did we make any other saving throws last session? I can't remember. Do you remember off the top of your head? I just got you on one success, so I'm going to keep you at that.
Oh, wait a second. I'm going to actually... Sorry, okay. I know it's a little bit delayed.
It's a little bit...
the ring starts to stir the blood of Octavius.
Oh, right.
And there's a thing in the ring stating that if I get knocked down, I can jump up.
Yeah, so you need to make a religion check and pray to Ilmater, the god of endurance, and see if you can rectify yourself. Go ahead and make a religion check.
I need you. Octavius is trying to stir with a natural 20.
Son of a bitch.
To stir as much with a 25.
So, what does that look like as you roll the highest roll and basically get like a full regen? Let's describe this moment.
Okay, Octavius is stirring, knowing that Rick Leviant went down, watching it before his eyes, before he dropped. In his soul, he knows that his companion is on the ground in a way that needs great help from Ilmater. So within him, a light starts to grow. As he starts to violently shake on the floor, he's forcing himself to wake up through this horror of concussion that he's been beaten down into. And he stirs, and then it just basically explodes with light as his eyes shoot open. And he runs over to Rick Leviant and he just says to himself under his breath, "I hope I'm not too late." And he's going to have to do
It has been less than a minute.
It has been less than a minute?
Yes, indeed.
All right, so I'm going to take out all the diamonds that I have in my diamond bag. I'm going to start smashing them with everything that I have in between my hands, just like in between one hand and a stump, just trying to magically break them.
You really need to save this fellow. I mean, is he worth that much to us?
We're almost done this. His hands are better than none. And I'm going to touch this creature, and he's going to return to life with 1 hit point.
All right. Holy energy
Revivify.
radiates from Octavius's hands as he crushes the diamonds and then imbues them into Rygliviant's chest. Holy light shooting from his eyes and his palms. He sends a shockwave of light and life into the chest of Rygliviant. There is a small moment of silence as Octavius collapses from the exhaustion of the spell and the battle that he was just in. The corridor, the room, the throne room is filled with silence, and then suddenly Rygliviant takes a water-filled lung breath, coughing up, and is back alive to the conscious world. 1 HP.
I would have saved that power for something else.
A hand will start to slowly crawl towards Rick Leviant from Octavius again, and I'll just lay it on him. There's another 35 points of healing.
35 healing points. Hecaton drops you all to the ground now and runs over to Uthor and asks him what happens. Under a troubled and exhausted breath, as he kneels down and picks up the head of Uthor, he explains that the fire giants and their minions first attacked Duke Zalto, thinking that we were weak. We were able to hold them off for a while, but then more giants came. The hill giants, the stone giants, they all tried to pick us off, my brother. They thought we were weak, but we held out. And again, he kind of coughs up a lung and blood. Quickly, after a few moments, you hear loud footsteps, a pair of them running in, and breaking through the door is the giant sisters, Mirn and Nim, and you hear them just wailing for their father. Father! And they just run into his arms and hug him and cry and say that they thought he was dead. I'm so happy you're alive. Oh, it was terrible, Father. Please, never leave us again. It was the most terrible time. We did everything we can. And they just start to ramble on and on as they fall into their father's arms, crying. Hecaton looks back to you guys and then to Sarissa, who's currently in the middle of the throne room, turned to stone on the worm skull throne. And he said, you spoke my daughter's name, Sarissa. You, the one in the armor, who just provided those magical spells. Tell me, how did you come to know Sarissa and Maelstrom? What happened here? What is your play in this?
She ended up becoming a good friend to us. And Octavius will just lay everything out from the very first day that he met with his companions, to his journeys through to the spine of the world, to his time with what the hell was that other frost giant's name that we spent time with?
Harshnag.
Harshnag.
He laughs and he says,
Harshnag, yeah. And
yeah, and as you recount the story, I won't make you tell it all because it was 3 years in the tale of telling, technically, although not in game time. But a lot of things you tell him and you recap. And he laughs and he says, a tear actually comes to his eyes. And he says, no matter how many times I told my wife and my daughter, Sarissa, they would always go and find you, small folk. I told them you were dangerous. And some of them are. But if not for you, I think I would not be here. And I don't know if my family would be here for much longer either. He picks himself up and he kneels down to you, King Hecaton, King of the Storm Giants. And he says, I don't know what cause you have for risking your lives on our behalf, but your kindness and bravery will never be forgotten by me or my people. Thank you.
Wait, did he get down to us?
Yes.
I'll just
Get your ass up. You don't have time for that right now.
Indeed, we don't. First of all, it seems that all my bannermen and kinsmen have thought that we were weak, yet even without me, we still held the line. And now that I am back, there will be hell to pay for their treason.
My king, please, you should awake Sarissa and talk to her before you trust anyone in your court right now.
Sarissa is not able to be woken from this state until we get the scepter, the Corollanor scepter, back from Imrith.
What is it that is wrong with her? Is she... Because the scepter is gone? Is that what caused this?
The throne was created from the skulls of two very powerful ancient dragons. And in order to wield that power, it was made by the dwarves, and they hammered in what magical energy these powerful and horrible dragons had. It was uncontrollable and wild with magic power and surges. The 9 scepters were created to harness this magic and deviate its raw power. In order to actually use the power of the throne, you must wield one of the scepters. Being on the throne and separated from a scepter causes its power to surge once again and petrify the current person sitting on it. It appears that Imarith knew this and waited for a moment to strike.
And a dragon can use this scepter?
Anyone who wields the scepter can actually maintain the throne, yes.
Where are these other scepters? Do they exist still?
Lost the time. This was given to me as a gift for my wife, Queen Neri, several decades ago. She bought it off of some adventurers that bought it off of, or stole it from some sea elves who also stole it from some dwarfs. The story of it is very long and forgotten, and most of the scepters are lost to time.
Then I guess there's one that we need to get.
Indeed. And,
well,
Sarissa, if what you told me is true...
Try to...
Speak, my friend.
Can we at least try to build an army before we attack Imrith, or should we just go now?
Uthor, how many do we have left? Uthor looks and he says, we've suffered major casualties due to the giant attack, but we still have 4 of our finest soldiers left, and then a handful of others. We will not need an army to take her on. My vengeance will be enough, Hecaton sings to you.
Did, I don't remember the pirate's name, Kuth or whatever his name was.
Girth.
Come with us? Did he die, or did he...
The last thing you've seen was him activating his glaive, Kurth's Fury, and causing an earthquake to destroy his ship, and then he jumped on head on into the mouth of the Kraken to
That's
battle
what I
it.
thought.
Yeah. He says that first and foremost, I must summon the giant lords to the meeting room and charge them for their treasonous ways. If what you tell me is true, it seems that not only my world but yours also is in threat from the giants' ploys and plots.
Do we really have time for that?
It will not take long, he says.
They quite...
And as he says that, he booms. His voice begins to boom, and there's like an electric shock in his eyes. He looks to Uthor, and he says, my brother, can you stand? And he can't at first. He tries to. He looks to Mirren and says, go to the treasury, grab some potions, and heal Uthor. They look to you, Hecaton, and says, for what you've done, you will be properly awarded. But first...
Fuck that. I'll heal Uncle.
You heal him?
Oh, fucking yeah, man.
All right.
I gotta charge that bitch up.
All right.
Just gave him a full fucking rest, so...
Yeah. Well, technically you haven't had it yet, but go ahead and give him some healing.
Well, I was gonna take another full rest after the ring gave me the full rest.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so you give him some healing.
Yeah, I'll just heal him for...
Uthor goes and gets some of the remaining soldiers. Hecaton, if we look at the map, will bring you guys into the Great Hall. I'm going to kind of drag the camera angle to the Great Hall on the map. Hopefully it'll listen to me. And let me just make sure it switched over the camera angles. It did. And if you remember, there was a crab. There is a crab piano that the sisters were playing on. He carries himself up and he looks, and as you come into this grand great hall, you see that it is absolutely riddled with battle marks. destroyed shells, bodies laying everywhere of giants and their minions. And he goes up to the crab piano, which currently has like a great axe stuck into it, and it's deeply making this suctioning kind of liquidy sound as it clings to a semblance of life. This living organ crab, very Little Mermaid style, and Hecaton stands behind it, and he forms with his fingers a loud and ominous chord. Quickly filing in is Uthor and 4 soldiers, storm giant in nature, obviously. And as he begins this chant, the chords booming out and shaking your bodies, you feel radiant and magical energy kind of coursing through his voice as he provides some verbal components to his spell. And then suddenly, bamfing in to the room around the center kind of fountain is a absolutely beastly, obese, fat hill giant that can no longer stand. She actually falls flat into the fountain and causes a makeshift tidal wave and gets her ass completely stuck in her. She's full of rolls and carcasses and food and debris just caught in her flabs of skin. And then quickly behind her is a stone giant wearing a crown of stone and not many kind of clothing, just a loincloth. And it looks like he was in the middle of some kind of speech as it comes to. And then brought forth is Duke Zalto, carried in chains, apparently captured. He looks around, waiting. No other giants come. He mumbles to himself. It appears that somebody has already taken care of the Frost Giant Lord and the Cloud Giant. I guess you probably would have accounted that in your tales, Octavius. And he looks to the giant lords in front of him, a hill giant and a stone giant and the fire giant, Duke Zalto. And he goes on a speech, and he tells them that it has been little over a month since the day that I have been away, but that as just brief moments in the history of giants. You, as my kin and the people I governed and ruled over, with kindness and a vision, have taken my absence as weakness. Well, those still loyal to me have proven that storm giants are never weak. The Allfather, Anam, has broken the ordering, and you lot have thought it is because of our actions being weak. But he did not shatter the ordering because of that. Not because of failure, but because the ordering was nothing but a frail glass panel that you hid behind. Anam has proven to me that there was no loyalty or kinship in the ordering. You have mistaken the storm giants as weak, and you have mistaken me as somebody who is forgiving. You have brought dishonor to Anam, and now you will pay for your traitorous actions. He looks to the 3 giant lords, and he tells them that they will be offered trial by combat versus him, but their sentence has already been decided. Your final moments are here and now. You will be an example of why the ordering was in place as a symbol, and you will be the restoration sealed by the swing of my sword, one way or the other. Do any of you dare take on King Hecaton, Storm Giant King? All 3 giant lords look at him. Duke Zalto in fury at first. He tries to pick himself up, but is badly wounded. And not one of the 3 giant lords dare challenge King Hecaton as he stands there and holds up his hand and magically calls forth, much in the same way that Livy does, an enormous gleaming greatsword the size of almost a building. None challenge, and then he says, then so be it. Your execution will be held down in the dungeon. The moments kind of pass by quickly as the 3 are taken downstairs into the pens, and basically there's this makeshift hole that leads into the whirlwind pool that is outside of Maelstrom, and all 3 of the giant lords are executed for their actions. None brave enough to challenge King Hecaton head-on-head in one-on-one combat. That is done with promptly. And now Hecaton looks to you and says that plans must be made with haste against Imrith. She stole the scepter and plotted to get me killed. Surely she will not sit and wait for us to act. I can get us there through the room of teleportation that you use to get to Luskin. But you lot look like you're beaten and need a rest. If you wish to do so, now would be the time. In the morning, we will discuss our course of action, and you will be gifted to the royal treasury for the deeds that you have provided for the Storm Giants. Is there anything that you guys need from me before your rest? And then if no one does so, you're free to go. You take a long rest, which we already said that you were gone, and you wake up in the morning. You are brought to the scrying pool, which you remember Sarissa used to scry on Fogolis a few sessions ago. And Hecaton brings you guys to the scrying pool, and you see not only Mirren, Nim, Uthor, and 4 soldiers, but you see him looking into the pool, and he would tell you that he has discerned the location of Imrith. She lays east of a city or a forgotten dwarven ruins called Ascor. I will show you the map now. Basically, this is the Storm Coast, or the Sword Coast, and then the north side of it we're gonna actually share, and then I'm gonna pull you in. This is the DM's map, so it's actually gonna promptly tell you where Imrith's lair is, and I'm gonna zoom in and sync your guys' view. So east of the city Auskar is Imrith's lair. It is in an ancient and broken amphitheater. We can teleport there through the room of teleportation, and me, my 4 knights of the Storm's Convergence, and you lot will raid Imrith and take back the scepter and give her retribution for the deeds that she has provided or has taken against my people and yours. The research that we know about her is that she is a powerful ancient blue dragon. She is known as the Dragoness of Statues. She has the ability to turn living to stone and then control them. She is immune to lightning and is a very powerful sorceress. Is there any information or questions that you wish to ask before we begin this raid?
Do you have any weapons that could help us or aid us in our mission?
I said that you would be gifted to
Weapons, potions,
the royal treasury. And then he brings you there, and he says, these are things that I have picked out after hearing your story that I think would be appropriate to you. You are brought to the treasury and shown a insane amount of coins and rupees, tallying 13,000 gold in total as a cash reward. You can split that throughout the party. And then you are given, someone roll me a d4 really quick, and another person roll me a d6.
I got a 1 on the d6.
All right. 1. Everyone rolled 1. So you're given 5 potions of superior healing. Someone want to write down that is... no, in total. 5 in total. That is 8d4 plus 8. And then you are given a total of 4 supreme potions of healing, which are 10d4 plus 20. These will help if you get into any damage. Next, I will hand out a few things. And he hands to you, Octavius, a stone that is pink rhomboid, a gem, and it kind of has this humming energy to it. And he will tell you that this is an Ioun stone of fortitude. It will increase your constitution to 20, or up to 2, to a total of 20 if it's not already there. And as an action, you can summon it around your head. While it's around your head, it will give you temporary HP. Total of
Okay.
10.
What's it called?
An Ioun Stone of Fortitude. I will throw it in your inventory actually in a second. Livy, he would say that he sees that rapier on your waist that you have taken obvious good care of. It shows to be an old blade, but is well maintained. I have an enchantment that I would like to place over it, because I do see that you also wield a crossbow on your back. Would you allow me to enchant this rapier that looks so well kept and treasured by you?
Yes. I'd be honored.
He would take it then and say that it will take a little bit of time, but not long, and would tell you that he's going to give it the enchantment of a dancing rapier. As a bonus action, you can summon the rapier to float around you, and then from there on, it can, as a bonus action, float around and attack as a bonus action attack. It will also be a +1 rapier now.
So I am curious because one of the things I was trying to also like plot out is when she's wielding finesse weapon, she gets +2 to her AC.
Yes, I would say that counts as wielding it.
Yeah. So pew pew main guard, and then just let it swing back to her side.
Yep. Reich Liviant, you are a brave and strong warrior, mighty like the storm giants. For that, and for what you have done for my people, I would like to give you the strength of storm giants. And he hands you a belt, which is enormous in size, but as you grab onto it, it shapes and forms to your size. And you are gifted a storm giant's strength belt. Increases your strength to a total of, I believe, 25. I'll confirm that in a couple seconds.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
9.
29. There we go. Thank you. I messed it up somehow. Warrendell, he hands you a rod, and he says this is a rod of absorption. If somebody casts a spell at you that is single targeted in nature, you can make an Arcana check against it. If you beat the Arcana roll, then you absorb that spell and can regain a spell slot up to level 5. There is currently 47 charges on it, and for every level of spell that you absorb, it takes away a charge. Next, he gives you an ancient rune, and this rune is called the Claw of a Worm, or the Claw of a Dragon, it translates to in Giant. And basically, you have a couple of things that you can do with this item. You can wield it, and as an action, you can point the claw at a dragon, and it must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, then it becomes vulnerable to all types of damage. You can try this 3 times, and then you can no longer do it until the next dawn. Another thing the Claw of the Worm rune can do is give resistance to anyone, to all, or to the person wielding it, can give resistance to all dragon breath. Third, you can choose to absorb the rune by spending 4 hours with it, and by absorbing the rune, you control a sphere of 100-foot radius. And basically, if a dragon comes into the sphere, it can not fly more than 10 feet, and it has disadvantage on saving throws. But that does consume the rune. So that's a choice to make, whether to use it as an item or to consume its power and take on the aura. Also, as a last gift of thanks, you all have fought and helped us bravely and mightily, like any storm giant of my kin. Your hearts and bodies may be small, but the deeds that you have provided are large. And as you come into battle with us, you will do so as equals if you wish. And he pulls out 4 more potions. And it seems that in these potions, let me pull it up here. Sorry, I lost the... Where did it go? Is a pale white liquid that, as he corks it, has a pungent aroma to it of rotting algae. And he will say that these are potions of giant size. If you drink these, you will become the same size as us for 24 hours and feel the strength of a storm giant. It is a one-time use and lasts for 24 hours. Since you fight alongside of us, you will do so as equals. And now I think is the time to introduce you to those who will be fighting beside us. First is a soldier by the name of Nimmir, and he points to one giant, and he stands at attention, drawing his weapon, which is a great sword, and bows. He holds his hand to his chest and says that he looks forward to fighting you. Next is a soldier by the name of Vasha. Another steps forward. Third, Orlektu. Another one steps forward, and you recognize this guy as the giant that held you captive while Mirren and Nim plotted with their scheme. He looks to you and bows. I must be honest, Hecaton. I have wronged these people before. I thought that they could not be trusted, and I did admittedly try to kill them. I apologize for that. I was wrong.
Stink eye.
And then finally is my fourth soldier, Hiro Kai. Go ahead, Hiro Kai, as we have a guest player, and introduce yourself as Stephen is joining us tonight.
Hey, everybody. Hiro Kai steps forward, encased in a shining suit of armor, large and imposing for a storm giant size, yet more so because of the detail. At first, what looks like the glints of edges, you look closer, you can see that the entirety of the suit of armor is engraved with various scenes of giants fighting various things. And if any of you are familiar with the Storm Giants' ancient history, you can recognize scenes from legend and lore where Storm Giants have brought war upon the other races or have fought them off. At his hip is the hilt of a sword, no blade attached to it. The hilt itself is a burnished gold. And with a bold voice, Kai says that it will be my honor to fight alongside those that have fought so valiantly for my people. It is at the battlefield that we prove ourselves, and you have done so with vigor.
Indeed. Now, he looks to the party. It appears that you and Orlekto have had misgivings and a rocky start to your relationship. He is one of my best soldiers, but I will understand if what he has done to you is too much to trust. I cannot spare many of my men. You, Thor, and my daughters will stay behind and watch over Maelstrom with the remaining guards. I can use more stationed here. So if you do not want Orlekto or any of these knights to join us, then I will understand. But, Octavios, you are right. We will need help. For surely Imerith is not sitting there waiting. She is plotting.
We have no, at least I, in this group, have no issue fighting alongside any one of these warriors. Everything needs to be forgotten. We need to move on for the good of everyone.
Is that agreed among all of you?
Yes.
Very well. Then the Knights of the Converging Storm will ride as one, as my daughters have told me that Sarissa has made you two vassals of the Knights. And with that being said, 3 of those storm giants will, well, 4 of them will ride in, but 3 of them are NPCs, and they will be gifted to you guys to use in combat. I have put them over to friendly, so you should be able to access them, and I have given one to everybody except, unfortunately, Corey. I'm going to let Steven play the 4th. So everybody else, I guess you can switch it around. If somebody doesn't want to control one, they can give it to Corey. But basically, you'll be able to control their stat blocks, and when the final combat comes, you will be able to take action of your Storm Giant and use it as you see fit. If you click on their... Yeah, it should be in the combat tracker now. If you pull up the combat tracker... And then there's a shield. If you click on the shield, it should pull them up. And I have Vasha as yours, Dan. And if you click on the tab Other, it'll actually give you a little bit of role-playing information if you do wish to do so. Morgan, go ahead and look at those pictures now, as the one that you're controlling is Orlecto. And basically, their stat blocks are pretty easy. The only thing that you need to worry about is they make 2 attacks at plus 14 and do 6d6 damage. And other than that, if you have any questions, I will help you out.
How do I pull up their stat block?
So the little shield on the combat tracker to the far right, if you click that, it should pull it up. Any luck?
No.
No? What about just double clicking the portrait? That
I'm
doesn't
trying
work.
really hard.
That doesn't work either. Huh. Can everybody else pull up? Or Livy, can you pull up? No, eh? Well, maybe I lied. Maybe you can't do that. I thought you for sure could. Give me a quick second here. See if I can make it work. All right, then. You just tell me what they want to do, and then I will control them when the moment comes in. I guess that's the easiest way to do it. Sorry, I thought for sure you guys would be able to control them. Other than that, though, you guys received a lot of items there. Does anyone need me to recount everything?
Yeah, I need help with what I got, sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to just open up your character sheet now, Octavios, and drop it in. Inventory. You received a Ioun Stone of Fortitude. If you look in your inventory now, where to go? Ioun Stone
Thank
of
you very much.
Fortitude. You should be able to pull it up and see what it does. Livy, I'm
Yep.
going to drag and drop the rapier that was gifted to you by your grandfather and now is magically enhanced to a +1 dancing rapier. It is now in your inventory, and if you have any questions about how that works, then let me know. It's pretty self-explanatory, though. You summon it, and then it will dance around you, and basically it will allow you to do your Maiden's Garden attacks, and then as a bonus action, attack with the blade. It has a radius of 30 feet around you.
So, out of curiosity, if I use Maiden Garden and I do my three attacks, because I got 2 for extra attack, do I still get to use the sword, or do I use the extra attack as part of the sword's thing?
No, this is a bonus action attack when it's animated. So if you animate it, let me just read it verbatim to you, because it is, I guess. You can, as a bonus action, toss the magic sword into the air. Speaking the command word, when you do so, the sword begins to hover and can fly up to 30 feet. And attacks one creature of your choice within 5 feet of it. And then from there on, you use a bonus action to fly it to another spot within 30 feet of you. And as part of that same action, it can attack.
Alright, cool.
All right. I gave Reich Liviant a belt. You don't have any questions about that?
No, how much does it go up?
29, Chris says. I will take his word for it because he probably looked it up. I can pull it up for sure, but I'm going to just trust that he's right. The Claw of the Worm rune might be a little bit confusing. Who wants to take that, first of all?
What is it?
Is that thing that...
So that's the thing that you can either absorb and give yourself an aura to battle dragons and basically limit their movement, or you can, as an action, wield it, and it can be wielded in an offhand, and as an action, you can make a dragon make a Constitution saving throw, and if it fails, it becomes vulnerable to all damage, and you can also, while wielding it, be resistant to dragon breath. So it's kind of like a choice. You have to choose whether to wield it and use those actions, or absorb it and give yourself a 100-foot radius that makes it so that it cannot fly within, or it cannot fly more than 10 feet, and it has disadvantage on saving throws.
How long does that last for?
If the aura, it lasts for 8 hours once you summon it. So like, it's 8 hours once a day.
Right.
And then the actions, you can use the Constitution saving throw 3 times in one day, and then you can't use it again to the next day.
That'd be better for somebody else to grab for me, because I already have some other resistances and stuff. So
If it's like more of a casting weapon, Octavius will take it and just actually pretend to be a cleric this round, and
Yeah.
use
So it's not so much casting as it is as an action. You can make the dragon make a Constitution saving throw, but also having the cleric having resistance to dragon breath, probably not a bad idea. So I will put the Claw of the Worm rune in your inventory. You can click on it and read more if you have any other questions. The potion of giant size, everybody gets 1. This lasts for 24 hours. It increases your strength to 25, and it doubles your HP. The doubled HP goes to your temporary hit points. It doesn't permanently double it. It also lets you triple your damage, triple your dice damage. So if you would normally do 1d8, you would do 3d8 damage. And then I think that is it.
So I do 66 damage?
What do you currently do? You do 3d8?
2d6.
You do 2d6? So yeah, you would do 66 damage when you quaff this potion. It's busted. You become the size huge.
I want to do that.
Yeah. Warrendell, you're also given a spell tome. I forgot about this. And this is, as you read it, it's called the Sorcerer's Tome. And basically, you are able to magically absorb 2 new spells on top of the Rod of Absorption, which is a +1 rod, and it has 47 charges. Do you understand how that works?
Yep, I got it pulled up here too in case I need it.
Perfect. Then I think that is it for the magical items that you've been gifted. You've been given a fuckload of gold that you can deal with later, as you're not able to carry all of it anyways, and you're going in for the battle of your life. You're given 5 superior potions of healing and 4 supreme, and that is it.
Split those.
Yeah, you guys. You can probably. This is the time because you guys are literally going to be teleporting and then doing the final battle after this. So, any discussions you want to make with Hecaton? Any questions? Anything you guys need to say about yourselves? He tells you that it is a large, forgotten amphitheater that has been badly destroyed. He'll actually scry on it and kind of give you an overview of it. And he will say that somewhere in that amphitheater, Imarith's lair is below. It is in the middle of a desert that has been storming for decades, if not longer. The storm never breaks in the desert, and it's in the Anorok Desert.
You want to drop that claw back in my inventory again, man? All it says is a dragon claw.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll take these. It would be nice if Octavius was able to take at least one of the healing potions, just in case he had to, pop something, so that you could use his healing spells on other people, but he doesn't need one. And he really has nothing to say. He just wants to get going.
I'd appreciate one of each if possible. No.
So one of the lighter ones would probably be fine for me because I only have like 60 hit points anyway. So.
All right, take a light one. As long as you guys divvy it up, I'll leave it to you.
How much was the smaller one? Like 8d4?
8d4 plus 8. The big ones, the big boys, the Supremes are 10d4 plus 20.
D4 plus 20. And superior is what again?
8d4 plus 8.
Thank you.
All right. Is there any final battle plans or anything you wish to make before you head out?
Maybe we'll play around with the rapier, like, hey guys, this is my new trick, ta-da! And have it just do laps and orbit around a few of them. Ta-da! This is gonna be great.
So that leaves me one big potion and 2 little ones? Is that what
I would think so. Does that sound right? Olivia has one of each. Octavios has one big. Morendell has small.
Big.
Or big? Yeah, big. And then yeah.
Yeah. So
You get one big.
take 'em.
You get one big and what is it? One small? Yeah. Two small.
No, 2 small.
Too small. Yeah, that sounds right. Cool. All right then. It is time to head out. Do we want to take a... This will commence the final battle of the campaign. Or maybe you guys can parlay.
So my strength goes up to a 29?
Yeah, let me just double check, I guess, since now we're on break.
Because that makes me a plus what? Plus
9.
yeah,
9?
insanity. You guys are getting some serious buffs for sure.
So all right, so plus 9. So that makes me 19 to hit?
Let's look it up.
Because I'm already a 10. I don't know.
Well, no, it'll probably go up by whatever
My
you're at
brain
now.
doesn't
Probably
comprehend
18.
big numbers. It's crazy.
You have plus 5 to your strength right now, or 4?
4. No,
Let's-
I got a 5.
Let's see if
So
I
it
just.
only go up 4 more.
5, Corey.
What happened?
If you had a +4, you'd have a +9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so your 2-hit modifier, Corey, would become 15.
15?
Yeah,
15 to hit.
yeah. Jesus Christ, what have I done?
You've made a person that still can go down with
Yeah.
a big hit.
Yep.
A big hit.
All right, I'm gonna.
And that will over to my alright, so that'll be plus 14 to damage as well. Instead of plus 10.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna take my break real quick.
Alright. Got it.
Do those spells work well for you, Corey? Because I was going to do that right away.
Yeah, and having haste. Yeah. Pop those right on me, man. And then if you guys keep me up the way that he's built me now, I'm gonna be able to hit hard because I'm popping that giant potion right away. Plus 15 to hit, and I do 66 damage plus 14. Good luck, dragon.
And I think my other
I'm not
one,
getting cocky, but damn.
I think my other one gives you another plus 3d8. Was it? I think.
Yeah.
I forgot.
3d8 or 3d6, something like that. I'll be right back.
Another 3d8.
3d8.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back. Do what I tell you.
There's got to be a way to get this dragon to come out, man. We can't go in there. Like, there's got to be our game plan is to like lure her out, or at least let her come to us, because our spells and everything, our AOE works way better if we like stay stealth.
That if Tavios is asking about that, let me be like, well, we could be like, Rin's back, Rin Corner, the one who got away. Come get him, revenge. It's like, yeah, Grandpa's actually dead, but no, it was my whole grudge that he got away.
Or
So
intends to
Libby's-
piss people
you're an
off and
archer.
make them want to kill them. So.
Since you're an archer, you should stay by me, because I'm going to cast this 100-yard shield from the dragon around us, and then we'll stay there and just
totally
whip shit
happy
at it.
to stick near y'all and whatnot. She's like, I'm going to be pew-pewing and setting my sword in. Like, this is great.
So then,
got
did
you
I?
guys back off me, so I can help.
So, Dan, did I hear that you're gonna absorb the dragon crawl rune?
No, of course not. You didn't say that?
It does
What
take.
do you mean?
It does take time to do. So if you do want to absorb the dragon claw, it will take you a couple hours to do so.
You better start chugging now.
What do you mean by absorbing it? I thought it was just like a scry. I had to like.
No, so
Point out.
there's two options. You can use it as like you can wield it, and basically it's this dragon claw covered with a coat of molten silver, which has the inscribed mark of the worm rune. And as an action, if you choose to wield it as an action, you point the claw at a dragon within 30 feet. The dragon makes a con save, and if it fails, it is given vulnerability on all damage types until the end of your next turn. You can do that 3 times. Alternatively, if you choose
Oh, I
to
just
wield,
read it out,
yeah, and
Yeah.
then basically otherwise you transfer the claw
I didn't
to,
realize it absorbed
yeah, it absorbed it.
to the circle. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
So yeah, you're forced to either wield it or absorb it. Your choice.
All right, I'll make that. It takes a couple hours to.
I'm trying to read how long it takes when you transfer the claw's energy. Blah 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 blah. Transfer, it says takes 8 hours actually.
So I got to point at a spot for 8 hours. Yeah, okay, so I understand.
Yeah, so up to you. If you want to take 8 hours to attune to it and absorb it, then you can.
No,
Or you can
I'm
just...
not gonna do that because I'd have to be in Immer's place and pointing at the ground for 8 hours for it to work.
No. Basically, consider it as you absorb the claw and enchant a piece of armor or weapon. So absorbing it is like enchanting a piece of gear, and that gives you the aura. Otherwise, you wield it in an offhand or a hand and use it as your action, and then you get the vulnerability thing. So it's either you enchant a weapon and it disappears forever, or you use it as the other ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take another 5 minutes to figure out what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
no worries. It's a tough call. Damage vulnerability is huge, but also being able to restrict the dragon's flying and giving it disadvantage on all saving throws is also huge. So it's a tough choice. Feel free to discuss that with the party too. Is everybody else back? It seems like we're all back.
For the most part, our pizza's so close to being done.
So close yet so far.
The action economy, and we don't want to have to chase the dragon while it's flying around.
What's that? Sorry.
You should absorb the claw because we don't want to have to chase the dragon in the air. I don't know how many of you have flying, but I sure don't. And action economy, you're going to want to spend this action on other things.
The mighty warrior hero Kai tells you that
Very smart.
My many years on the battlefield has experienced me in the correct choice here. I will leave the final decision to you, but the correct one is to absorb the claw.
Yeah, sorry.
obviously
I agree.
the final decision is up to you guys. I'm gonna close out some maps here on the other one.
I completely agree with that. I will be able to fly.
It doesn't say how long the aura lasts.
The aura lasts, Dan. I did
How
look
long
it
does
up,
the aura last?
and let me pull it back up.
Forever.
It lasts for 8 hours, I think, when you call upon it. So you can call up. Let me just double check before I give you misinformation. But you can transfer. Jesus. Destroyed and gangs. Oh, interesting. That's not as good as I thought. Dan, you were closer to being right. You got to go to an area and trace on the ground the worm rune, and then do an 8-hour ceremony, which then consumes the spell and turns that radius, so that one spot, into a no-fly zone. So not nearly as good as I thought.
Yeah, that's how I read it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what
sorry.
I thought.
That was my misinformation. I just kind of like read the beginning of it, then paraphrased
I
it.
attuned a little bit more to the. I attuned a little bit more to this crazy thing, and I really feel like maybe absorbing it wouldn't be the proper thing at this point.
Yeah, that option's way lamer. I'm sorry.
You just need to declare yourself to be a landmass, and then it works well.
Technically, some giants are big enough to be considered a landmass, one would think. So,
So,
Part of my body's
are we within 24 hours of battle? Would you say?
we definitely can be. Yes, we're
Okay,
waiting.
So I'm pounding back the giant potion. So I want you to tell me what all the awesome attributes that gives me.
All right,
and-
gives you double your hit points. So instead of actually doing anything, though, just I'm gonna put 99 temporary hit points in your potion, in your temporary hit point slot. Is anybody else quaffing the potion right now?
It lasts long enough, right?
It lasts for 24 hours. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like that style.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, and I mean we gotta put him back.
All
What
right.
else does it do?
I will tell you that in a second once everybody else decides.
Yeah,
you
you
don't
got
have
it,
to drink it
sorry.
now, but you can drink it now or you can wait. It doubles your current hit points, though, for the record.
So we have temporary hit points equal to our. Okay.
You're also quaffing it then, Warren?
Well, if we're going to battle, yeah, that's what it is. Shit.
Let's get it going.
All right,
Yeah.
Libby's doing it
Yeah.
also. All right, so then everybody drinks the potion, and as you uncork it, you look, and it's this white, disgusting looking liquid, and it has this acrid, sour smelling of algae. As you look in, and it just smells absolutely terrible. But as you begin to drink it, it actually has a nice, warm, sweet taste to it. And then suddenly you feel your heart boom like the sound of thunder, and you begin to feel your body change as you grow to the size of huge. Your HP doubles, and your damage dice triple. So if you do 1d8, you now do 3d8. Any other questions? Then,
All right. So what is my hit point in that level now? Do we stay at the same that we were?
So, Ryclivians, your hit point level is 95 temporary hit points. Or wait, no, what's your total hit points right now?
Well,
because you leveled up.
95 is what I was at.
Yeah, so you leveled up. So roll your hit points, or take the average and tell me what your total is.
What's a D12? Where are you at, D12? I have a D12. Where'd it go?
It's going to be a ridiculous fight. All right. 8. So that puts you at 103 hit points, and you have 103 temporary hit points.
What? Wait, isn't that 8 plus my Constitution
modifier?
modifier?
Yep. And your Constitution modifier is what?
I don't know.
Let me look here. It is +2, so 105 plus 105.
All right.
You are a big, burly barbarian. All right. Then, if there is no further questions, we will begin to head to the teleportation room. Hecaton and his 4 knights. Has everyone taken a chance to read over the stat blocks and role-playing stat blocks of the characters? There is some pertinent information to the role-playing aspect. It might or may not become applicable. If you do play your character to its ideals, flaws, and whatnot, there may be some bonus shit at the end.
Hang on. I did not catch on how to open up those.
Oh,
then.
yeah, I guess you couldn't, eh?
Yeah.
Technically, it could not.
I was like, oh my gosh, I thought we agreed that we couldn't. And now it's like, hang on.
All right. Well, Morgan has his. I'll just PM each of yours. It's really weird that it doesn't work. I'm going to PM to you, Mary, really quickly. Yours. And the stat block you don't have to worry about. If you just have any questions about the stat block, I'll just tell you what there is. Just remember that I'll tell you when it's a plus roll. So that's yours, Mary. And then yours, Dan, is coming right now. As I really quickly copy and paste this. All right. And then find Dan in the old Facebook Messenger. Which you're never where I need you to be when I need you to be there. I feel like I message Dan often. Why is it not at the top? There you go. So that's your role-playing information. If you play on a character's ideals, bonds, or flaws, you'll give yourself or a party member inspiration. And then other stuff may or may not happen towards the end. Your call. We are going to head to the teleportation room. Hecaton looks to you all one last time as you now grow in size to the size of huge. You now rival that of the storm giants. You begin to thump through, feeling the new weight beneath your feet, the power coursing through your arms and body as you feel what it truly is to be a storm giant. And you head into the room filled with luminous algae and sea urchins and creatures kind of sticking to the walls. It's a damp and moist room, and he begins to channel the spells, the verbal component of the teleportation room. He chants out an ancient giant, and you begin to feel the weightlessness of yourself beginning to warp through blackness, and dark and rapid lights course through your eyes as you feel yourself teleporting through the realms. And before long, you end up on the deserty plain of Anarok. Your long journey ends here in the desert. You look above and you see a churning cauldron of black clouds that fill the skies as thunder peals and lightning flashes above. Half buried in cold dunes in the distance, you see a crumbling amphitheater that adorns many statues, some of them broken, the rest worn smooth by the wind and sand, hundreds of them standing on the edge of this giant amphitheater. You see pulled over the side of the large walls that face you, 2 large trebuchets standing on top of these ruins. As you look at this amphitheater in the distance, you imagine the cheers that once rang across this great city, and now hear nothing but the thunder and see the flash of the lightning above. It's daytime, but the sky is so black that it kind of gives this night-like feel. And you look at the fortress waiting as it draws you nearer. What do you do? As I'm going to share the map, it might take a moment to load because it's a rather large map. And let me make sure it's shared properly. La la la. Gonna lock your view. And you guys are in the top northeastern corner. The formation. We're gonna say that hero, you are the one left of King Hecaton. I'm gonna draw like a little arrow at you really quickly. Or maybe I'm not, because Fantasy Grounds doesn't want to cooperate with me. Hello, can I do what I want to do? Yeah, that's you. There you go, you're moving them. And what do you guys do? As you see in the distance, the trebuchets and hundreds of stone statues just standing there. Between you and the amphitheater is 120 feet, 110 feet.
It's good to see you've taken a form more proper for the war we are about to make. 'Tis a pity that you were not born into such a shape. But we make do with what we are given.
I think they look stupid this size, Vasha says. But whatever.
I feel like a fat ass in this, but it's okay.
But this form is not for looks. It is for making war.
I want him to...
As long as they're means to the end, who cares? Let's go. Bash says again.
Lightning sparks through the sky once more, touching down into the desert in between you and the amphitheater. And then, as if on cue, after the lightning disperses, burning the sensation in your eyes begin to cleanse and see the desert in front of you, and a sandstorm begins to kick up. And then you notice, as you look at the statues, it seems as if they're moving. Maybe it's the wind of the storm that's now picking up. But no, you quickly realize that these statues standing along the perimeter of the wall begin to move. First 1, then 2, then 5, 10, 15, 20. A horde of them begins to pick up and animate and begin flying towards the skies. Some of them begin picking up the trebuchet and loading it as a swarm. Several swarms of gargoyles begin to animate to life as a desert storm kicks up and begins to basically blind you. I need to actually make sure that it doesn't actually technically blind you. Let's read here how this works as things are going on. So I need a Constitution saving throw from everybody. You can roll for your giant comrade too. Your giant comrade has a plus 10 to con.
That is a 12 for Kai.
12 is a fail. If you roll under a 15, you are now blinded. You can make the save again at the end of your turn, but for now you have the blind condition.
Woo! Libby and Nimmer barely make it.
Nice. 15 is your save. So if you failed, you are blind for your turn, and you can try again. Let's see if Hecaton succeeds. He fails. Hecaton is blind as dirt and sand begin to kick up and cause this dust devil, which then begins to start transforming into a full-on like sandstorm / tornado whipping through the desert, picking up dirts and rock. We will get you all to roll initiative now as the final battle commences. The Storm Giants have a +2 to their initiative.
What was the Storm Giants con save? I got a 12 plus what?
+10.
Okay, so he's good.
Yeah.
I got a fucking 0.
A 0?
And
You got a 0?
both rolled
Fucking
like
0.
1 right off the bat. This is okay. And for Nimmer,
I made the save.
Nice.
15. And I got a 4 plus my, I think I get a 1, so it's 15.
Okay.
I mean 5, not 15.
Nimmer got
5.
Nimmer got what, sorry?
8.
8. Okay. What did Hero Kai get?
Oh, sorry, I missed the call.
No worries.
14.
14. So, just to make sure, I have Vasha Octavios at 17, or what did she roll?
I roll for Vasha too.
Yeah, you're gonna just to help me out. You guys are gonna be controlling these giants.
Yeah, no, I apologize.
No worries. 21.
18 for Vasha.
Yep, gotcha. So, with that being said, Octavios, you rolled a 0. What are you up there for? Is there 2 Octavioses in the initiative? No, there's not. All right, just double checking to make sure I have everybody in the initiative real quickly, and then
You
we
don't
will
have me
commence.
yet, I don't think.
Oh, what are you, Warrendale?
All right, Orlecto got a 13,
Okay,
and Warren got a 19.
19. I lost Warren. Get back here, Warren. 19. Orlectu got
13.
13. All right, so that puts at the top of the initiative is Vasha, which is controlled by Octavius Wren.
Alright, so Vasha would, she's just gonna sit back. She's gonna try to wrap a piece of cloth around her face with small slits so that she can see. She'll cautiously look around and try to see if there's any way to get a vantage point. She'll then start to blend in with the sandstorm itself and almost drop to the back of the group, taking more of a cautious defensive stance.
Okay. You want to ready in action then?
Yeah, she will ready an attack for any enemies that she sees.
All right. Hecaton is up next, and he is going to carry his mighty greatsword to the sky as lightning strikes down and imbues it with this shocking energy. And then he yells, "Charge! Retribution to Imrith!" And then he begins to do a full frontal charge at the wall. He can move 100 feet. And he gets to right there. Next up is Warrendale. Keep in mind you are huge in size. And on the map, I guess you don't see the map, but up to you if you can see the YouTube, basically the kind of layout of the map. The gargoyles, they only show up as a couple tokens, but just keep in mind that that's like dozens of them in a swarm. It's basically they're just flying up to the sky now, and you see griffin stone statues, regular gargoyles, snake-like gargoyles manning the trebuchet. There's just like a sky full of them now, beginning to get ready to descend upon you.
And we don't see Emerith right now, correct?
You do not see Imrith right now.
All right.
So I think we should wait till we see Emirates for that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically use my mage armor then, at least get that up and ready. So I'll cast mage armor and yeah, don't use any bonus things.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just cast mage armor and at least put my AC up for the moment.
Hero Kai, you see your king Hecaton yell as he charges his blade electric with energy, and he charges to the walls of the amphitheater yelling for retribution against Imrith. What do you do?
Well, I'm blind, so I don't actually see it, but I do hear it.
Yes, you hear it, I guess.
All right. So as an action, Kai is gonna pull out his familiar toad Bitey and whisper to a Bitey, "Be my eyes," and then he'll charge in the direction of the yelling. While it takes an action to also do that, so it'll be next turn.
All right, so you're gonna move your regular movement then?
Yeah.
All right. I moved the wrong token. Awkward. All right, and your regular movement is what? 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah, right around there, sure.
Alright, cool.
Okay, cool. A frog, is it, well, you want to say it's a giant-sized frog just because you're a storm giant?
No, I want it to be a normal frog.
All right, tiny-ass frog.
Like a biker with a chihuahua.
Yeah, it has like crossed eyes. It looks really
Nice. Yeah, you question whether how good Bitey's eyes are, but nonetheless, Hero Kai finds his way as he charges through the storm. Go ahead and make your saving throw again, Hero Kai, to see if you're not blind anymore. Constitution DC 15.
18.
Nice. You're no longer blind, as Bitey now gives you the vision to see. Electu controlled by Morgan or Warren is up next. He has a regular Warren for movement of 50 feet and can obviously dash even quicker than that.
All right. And these things are how far away, the trebuchets and the gargoyles? And
Over 100 feet away. Hecaton has run a full 100 feet, and he is still about 20 feet away from the gates.
All right. So I will take a full move forward as you see Horlecto. He looks at Hecaton. See the lips of his mouth curl up a little bit as this battle is about to begin. From move action, I'll run forward. As he's running across, you see him reach down, grabbing up these huge boulders. I'll just hurl a boulder at one of these trebuchets.
All right. Sounds good. Go ahead and do so.
Plus 14. That's a 19 plus 14, 35.
35 is going to hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
Oh, geez. I don't have that many D12s. Let's see.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Plus 10 is 28. Plus 9 is 37.
37 damage. Very nice. Let me just find the actual health of the trebuchets. I thought I had that in front of me, sorry, but apparently it has vanished. So why would it not do that to me? Hello? Trebuchet.
Probably 37, I would assume.
Yeah, that sounds legit. Hashtag not legit, but it's okay. Come on. Where'd it go? Don't do me like this, game. Here we go. I found you, hidden trebuchets. They have 150 HP. Oh boy. We're gonna put him down. How much damage did you do?
30.
30?
37, I believe it was.
Okay.
37.
All right, nice. You huck a giant chunk of sand boulder across and do slam into the trebuchets, but these are giant in nature and do not bust. And the first swarm of gargoyles is now up, and they are going to fly and descend upon King Hecaton, and they are going to start attacking into him. Dozens of them landing their strike, and they begin piercing and tearing into King Hecaton's flesh as he lets out a mighty war cry. Next up is another swarm of gargoyles. These ones are also going to fly down and cut off Orlecto and begin channeling their attacks into him, tearing and rending. The first wave, he begins to hold up his shield and block, but more descend upon him, and he is able, with a mighty strike, to just do this whirlwind strike and block all of the gargoyles from attacking him on that turn. But another swarm is following in behind, them too going to descend upon Hero Kai. As Hero Kai, they're going to roll for a 25 to hit and 28 to hit. I'm going to assume that does so. and you take a total of 27 damage unless you can block those high rolls.
Mary, hold on. Mary's muted. I'm going to use my reaction to cast shield.
Nice. What does that boost your AC up to?
Actually, it might not be enough. It's 18 plus 5.
Yeah, 23.
23.
So
23. Actually, not enough, unfortunately.
Never mind. I'm going to save that.
Yeah, save it. All right, 27 damage as they begin clawing into you and taking you down. I can, I'll track your HP, but feel free to, or you want me to track it? Yeah, I'll do it. I got you. Since I have you.
What was that again?
27.
27 out of 150. All right, next up is Nimir. Livy, you're in control of her.
Righto. And they are following after King Hekaton's order of charge and will go towards the first batch of Gargoyle Swarm here to swing at. Let's see. We get 2 attacks.
Yes, plus 14.
Yep, plus 14. There's one. That would be
Hit.
26. And another.
Hits.
4.
You do 8d12 damage plus 18.
8d12. 1, 2. Oops.
Or no, sorry. 6, or no, sorry, I'm lying to you. 12d6 plus 18.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And is that 18 each, or is that 9
No,
plus 9?
That's 9 plus 9.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. There we go. So 15 plus 18 for 68 points of damage.
58 or 50 points of damage. Or no, 50.
68.
Yeah, sorry, 60. Yeah, seen. All right.
Oh, pretty high there.
Yeah, you did. Nice job. You take out several of the gargoyles, slamming down, hacking into them with your mighty sword. But for each one you strike in half, more seem to descend upon the sky like a cloud of locusts made of stone and large in size. These horrible gargoyle creatures, some of them broken, some of them worn down, but all of them hideous. That is it for Nimir. And next up is the gargoyle swarm that is laying back, and they're on the trebuchet. They're going to launch an attack on the trebuchet, firing to the back lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll a d6 and determine who it goes to, which is Livy, unfortunately going to take a trebuchet attack. The trebuchet launches a mighty stone hurling through the sky and the dirt cloud, but the wind, I guess, takes it as it rolls only a 9. Another wave of trebuchets are loaded and fired as this one rolls a 14 to hit. No, the windstorm is too much, and you are able to jump out of the way. This loud thudding of the giant rocks slam into the dirt and bury themselves as the wind torrents around you. You're next to act as you ready your weapons and see the giants charge into battle against the swarm of gargoyles.
Indeed. Oh, snaps. Alright, sorry. I suddenly have an extra weapon that I wasn't anticipating, but of course, yes, I have it. Anyways, she is going to see the closer swarm of gargoyles and seeing near and Nimir's awesome attack. She's going to take aim with Maiden's Garden.
Do you want to move up at all?
She'll move a little bit. She doesn't want to be too far away from her companions.
I think you can move yourself, but yeah, just like 5 spaces or whatever.
And yeah, with Maiden's Garden, we'll pew pew 3 times with, let's do cold damage. 1, 2, 3.
You got 3 attacks now, eh? Nasty.
Yeah. Plus, up goes the dancing rapier sword.
The dancing rapier, unfortunately, cannot make it as you're 65 feet away. It only has a 30-foot radius, but you can summon it for sure.
Yep, and that is definitely in front
All right, so the gargoyles have an AC of 15, so all of your attacks land.
And there's 10, 10, and 7, so 27.
27 damage.
Damage.
Awesome. On to the 4th swarm of gargoyles. Let me just do some math here on the calculator, because I am terrible at math. All right, you begin firing off. What kind of magical energy do you use against the gargoyles? Cold damage. One Maiden's Garden bolt flies through, slamming into a gargoyle, taking it down, another, taking it down, another, firing, taking another one down. But for each one you're killing, these ice shards are just shattering, and bursting through seems to be another gargoyle. Just an endless amount, as Reich Liviant is now next in combat. What do you do?
Oh my. Well, I was told to charge, so I do so.
All right, what kind of movement do you got these days, Mighty Barbarian?
Well, the first thing I like to do is rage.
Yep.
And that's a nice bonus action, so I kind of feel like I'm standing next to Warnell, and I give him just a clap in his back and say, this is everything. And then runs past him for 80 feet.
All right, I give you a ruler, or no, I'll move for you. 80 feet. You can either get up to the swarm that Namir and Hero Kai are fighting. You can get up to the swarm that Orlecto, the giant that potentially attacked you earlier on, is up to. Your choice.
Yeah.
Orlecto is farther or closer to the wall. Hecaton is even further beyond that.
Actually, I'm only going to move 40 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just start doing what I saw Warrendale do and pick up boulders off the ground and start throwing them at the swarms.
Okay. Then go ahead and you have a... You can just roll... Yeah, you have a plus whatever.
15. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do I have... Yeah. 26?
26 is going to get it done, I think.
Yeah, and then the other one's way higher than that. That's a 34.
Yeah, that's going to get it done. That's a total of 8d12 plus 19. 18.
8d12?
Yeah.
What do you think I have 8d12? A lot of rolling. So let's just do it.
Yeah, I guess I should have told you guys before this session, make sure you buy like 5 extra sets of dice.
Oh no, I have it. It's just I have to look through a whole bag that I but I got them right here. 1, 2.
What he's rolling, Chris, what was causing the sand to whip up? Was that just the wind? Or did you say something was summoned?
Didn't seem like something was summoned. You can make a perception or some kind of check on your turn if you wish to.
Okay, I was thinking you were saying there was like something summoned, but
No, it was the lightning bolt struck the sand in the middle of you, and then suddenly a horrendous dust storm kicked up.
gotcha.
Was that 8d12?
That was 8d12, yes.
While we're waiting, I have a crunchy question. So you're describing these as gargoyle swarms, but we have a single token for each.
Yeah, so I
AoE spells.
AoE spell is basically the way I do swarms in this is they just have a total HP pool, and then for each threshold you kind of knock down a certain amount, but I basically just like reskin them as swarms, just kind of like an insect swarm, only they have a higher total. So AoE spell, you'd still chip away at their total HP, which kills off multiple. After you get past a certain threshold, they don't get to attack as much.
Well, so different question in that regard. The AoE spell is supposed to deal damage to each of the creatures in the range, but they deal individual damage at a lower rate in exchange for that. If you're treating it as a single character, it would be more advantageous for me to use sword swings at it for a higher single target damage.
Yeah, I'm doing with swarms cleave through anyways. I see what you're saying. So you can cleave through with swarm anyways. I just basically give it the swarm statistic that the Wizards of the Coast uses.
It's not even just cleave through. Like for example, if I use shatter, it's 3d8.
I'm about to use
using
next.
sword
So.
swing, I'm doing 1d8 plus 13 3 times.
Yeah.
So if I only hit once with shatter, it's not worth using versus 3 sword swings.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's just the other alternative is putting like 40 gargoyles in the initiative, so just give or take.
Fine. I'm fine with however you want to do it. I just
Yeah,
want to know.
I just give it the swarm statistic, basically what Wizards does. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so I hit for 58.
58. Very nice. All Okay, putting it on that. You're going to take out more than half of the gargoyles in the first swarm as you just launch a massive boulder after another, just plowing through, devastating the first crowd. Anything else on your turn?
No.
All right. Next up is Octavius Ren.
Okay, well, I love loopholes, you know that, so I'm gonna go for a loophole on Shatter. I'm gonna run up. So, did we gain any distance or speed when we got the potion for giant strength?
No, you keep your movement actually.
All right, so I'm gonna move up 30 feet if you wouldn't mind moving my token.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna pick the first. I would imagine you know how many gargoyles are in the first swarm there, closest to me.
Yep.
Okay, well, each one of them is gonna take 3d8 damage from Shatter because I'm gonna center my Shatter point on the closest one, and any creature within like 10 feet takes damage.
So yeah, just to confirm, you're not damaging each one individually, just because the way the 5th edition swarm works, you're basically just chunking away at their whole pool.
Well, the way I figure is if you know there's 5, I should do 3d8 times 5, so I should do like 15d8, and then there's your damage, right?
Yeah, but no.
Alright, so there's my
Technically, I just basically times the swarm's HP by the amount of gargoyles there are in the swarm, so...
you get a DC con of 15, buddy. And since they're stone giants, they take a disadvantage.
Yeah, I apologize. Wizards of the Coast likes to throw ungodly amount of minions at people, and I don't want to control 45 gargoyles, so I launched them into a swarm.
Did that first swarm fail or pass?
It rolled a fail.
Okay, so they take 20 damage.
All right. Then you do indeed clap your hands together, channeling the power of ill matter, and shatter several of the gargoyles. Now bringing the first swarm down, cutting its number more than half. You've almost defeated the first swarm. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'm gonna create Shield of Faith and wrap it around Livy so her AC goes up by 2.
Nice. Livy gets an AC bump plus 2. We're at the top of the initiative, and let me just double check something here as stuff will happen. And when I say give me a second here, I mean give me a couple seconds, because stat blocks are massive at this point in the game.
I don't know what Vashta can do either.
So Vasher on her turn can either move a total of 50 feet. She can do 2 great sword attacks. She can throw a rock, or she can do a lightning strike. But you've already been told that lightning does not affect Imrith, so everyone would know that. All the giants would know that.
So she's gonna run up 50 feet.
Yep.
And she's gonna like still be dodging and weaving throughout the shadows of the sandstorm and being like very she's still being cautious, but she's definitely got a mission on where she's going now. And at this point she's going to blast Gargoyle Swarm number 2 with Lightning Blast, knowing that she doesn't need to reserve her lightning. She can use it up on these thrown gargoyles.
Okay. Yeah, and you do get 1 lightning strike a rest, so this would be her blast. They need to make a DC saving throw. And you would think that stone would be immune to lightning, but apparently
not if it's in the air.
It is immune to lightning. So
not if it's in the air.
It makes a saving throw. It fails, but your damage does... Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong stat block. Let me just double check here. I'm pretty sure gargoyles aren't immune to it. That's so weird to me.
Yeah. They should not if they're flying. They shouldn't be.
Yep. Your attack, so they rolled a 11. They failed.
Okay, so I don't know what the damage is.
The damage is, my friend, 12d8.
Oh, so 12d8 to swarm number 2, please.
All right. Do you want to roll that? Or you want me to roll it?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me
roll your own damage. Come on now.
I'm gonna go 10 right here, bam, and then another 2 right there, bam. So
You
what's
gotta
that?
separate it for me, eh? Just to show the world how bad I am at math.
64, 70, 86, 76.
70, 86. Not as bad as you, apparently. All right. So 70, 86 plus. Just kidding. Kills all but one single gargoyle in the swarm of the first gargoyles. So there's one single gargoyle left in that swarm. I'm going to
So
decrease its size so it is a
Swarm
smaller.
number 4 is basically done, and
Yep.
swarm number 2 is basically done then?
Swarm number 2 hasn't really been fucked with that much at all.
Oh, I thought I just lightning bolted the shit out of him.
The radius on that is a total of 10 feet. They're not within 10 feet of each other.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Anything else? You're done with Vasha. Next up is Hecaton. He is going to begin hacking into the swarm. He makes 2 attacks also. Let's do so. Hecaton. Where's your greatsword? Natural 1. Or no, it's not a natural 1. Sorry, that's a 7. So he hits, and he is going to drop the damage on the gargoyle. Make sure it goes through. That's not going to work for me. Okay. That's a total of that. So next up is Warrendell. As you see Hecaton in the forefront, unleashing his great sword, stricken with lightning onto the first swarm of gargoyles.
Okay. Is that wind still blowing like crazy?
I completely forgot that I was looking that up. The wind will then, in turn, blow like crazy, and I will need a Constitution saving throw from everybody again. I actually forgot, sorry. Give me a Constitution saving throw. 15 is the DC.
Everybody, Constitution.
Let's see. Warren got 22. Orlecto got. What do they have? +2 on their con?
Yep, or plus 10.
Oh, okay. So he got 18.
Oh, good. 18 for.
Yep. None of the Storm Giants should fail unless they roll really bad.
I got 18.
Okay. So yeah, as long as you're over 15, you are not blinded. The storm does continue, as I forgot to actually look up what it would do next. So, next up,
I passed. Bitey failed.
you passed. Okay.
Bitey fails.
Where is my thing that I'm looking for? Evil laughing commences. I lost something here. There you are. All right. Finally, after Warrendell's turn, rising from the stadium.
I didn't go.
Oh, Warren's go. Sorry.
That's right. So I am able to control the winds as a bonus action in a 100-foot radius. So I'm going to center all that wind to just blow back against these trebuchets and gargoyles and stuff on the wall there as a bonus action. And then
All
I'm
right.
just going to use Firebolt to hit. Orlecto still has a swarm on him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just do Firebolt on that swarm. Oh, what do I got?
All
+9. That's a net 20, so 29.
Double the damage. Unfortunately, the giant damage only affects strength-based
Yeah,
weapons.
I figured.
or in melee weapons or weapon attacks.
So I
Sorry.
guess it would be 60, 10, 32. Nope, 34.
34. Very nice. All right. You fire out your bolts of fire, shattering and crumbling, burning to embers many of the stones as they disintegrate in the sky, even through the warren. As you just pulsate out this counter storm energy, it begins to blow against the trebuchet. You hear the rickety wood begin to fall apart, the gargoyles flung around, bolts of flame shatter many of the gargoyles as they descend. You guys begin to cut the numbers down as the swarm no longer looks that opposing, blacking out the already darkened sky. You're starting to cut their numbers back. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm saving my.
All right.
Yes,
Then, like
sir.
I was trying to dramatically say before I was so rudely interrupted by somebody wanting to take their turn, finally crawling up from the amphitheater is the mighty blue dragon, Doom of the Desert, Imrith. I will share a image with her as she stands in her mighty glory, not on a pile of gold, but on the remains of the amphitheater. We will share that quickly and position it so that it's not right in front of the tactical map, because that's awkward. There she stands in the corner, bottom corner. And on her turn, she will start off by using her frightful presence. Everybody within 100 and... Actually, that's going to be awkward if she's not within 120 feet. Let's see what 120 feet is. All right, so she will begin her turn by then flying up into the air. She moves at a mighty pace of... Let's see... 80 feet up into the air. Looking down on you, she will use her frightful presence. Everyone give me a wisdom saving throw.
Let's go. Hang on.
Do one for your giants too. Your giants bonus to wisdom is a total of 9.
Octavius,
Oh,
starting
I'm
to
pretty sure.
falter, uses inspiration to re-roll his wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, don't forget your...
Yeah. Thank you.
Orlecto got a 20.
20 is what you need.
I don't know what we got. Let's see.
Oh,
I got an 11.
Octavius got a nat 20, and my giant got a... I can't read that. It's 25.
That's a lot better. I used an inspiration, so.
I'm never gonna pass a wisdom saving throw.
No, never.
Okay.
Nah.
I was gonna say it's impossible for me to pass that, so.
All right, yeah. So you need a 20. If you failed, you are frightened. As terms of Hecaton, he becomes frightened of the mighty Imerith as she now descends upon him. This massive blue wingspan, crackling lightning hits her giant white horn on the front of her nose. She completely blacks out the sky as a lightning bolt beams above her, causing this shadow to just descend upon you, causing this horrifying fear. Some of you are able to overcome it, but others succumb to it. You're feared for a minute. On the end of each of your turns, you can try to succeed again. She will then, on her turn, call out to you and basically taunt and say that it is apparently hard to find good help these days. I guess I will have to kill the king of storm giants myself. And she will cast a spell on him. I cast a spell on you. And she will cast... what the fuck does she do? A... saving throw for King Hecaton. Wish him luck or it's going to get real awkward for you guys. Hecaton, make your saving throw. He succeeds as she begins chanting these draconic words of power. She tries to dominate Hecaton to her will but fails. She will then end her turn. Next up is, at the top, Hero Kai. You see the mighty beast, the doom of the desert, the one that has destroyed the ordering, killed the queen of the storm giants, and has caused much disarray for all of giant kind. What do you do, Hero Kai?
I believe you said it was the end of our turn that we get to check to see if we can break that fear?
Correct. Fear and the blind. You're making double saves now. We're stacking debuffs on you.
Oh boy, no wonder he's afraid. He is going to...
Let me know if you need to know how the fear condition works. You're basically at disadvantage while she's in your area. But
And I cannot move closer willingly.
correct.
Am I right next to that gargoyle still?
You are next to one single gargoyle left in the swarm that you were battling. There's just literally one. If you hit it, it's dead. You kill the first swarm.
Yeah. If I can kill it blind. Why
50-50.
not? Nothing ventured. 50-50 chance to hit it. Let's see. Roll a dice for that, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to get it done.
Alright. 3 attacks. On odds I hit. That's a 3, a 2, and a 1. So I hit, or I have a chance to hit with 2 of the attacks.
and it was that's a 19, 25, and a 30 to hit.
Yeah, so it had 3 HP left, so you more than disintegrate it out of existence.
You slice it.
Blindly strike. Bitey, direct my senses. Oh, you're blind too.
Actually, no. Kai made the last blind save. It's Bitey who failed.
Okay.
So he's just weird.
All right. So Kai, do you want to try to make your wisdom saving throw to overcome the fear?
I want to move actually before that. I can't move closer, but I'm gonna move away from the group a little bit.
Okay. Which direction do you want to go?
Towards the top of the screen. I think that would be about 30.
Yeah, you have 50 actually.
50. All right. Move up there, and that should be no closer. Just eyeballing it.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, and while doing that, Kai will bellow with a voice that cracks halfway through, betraying his fear that is shaking him to his core. Spread out! It's a dragon! Beware the breath!
All right. As your turn ends, Imarith will use one of her legendary actions to do a quickened spell, and she will cast a... Jesus, the stat block is just like a short story of words. Let me open it up to see what she does to you guys. She will... there you go. Cast... Sorry. She will cast lightning. No, that's not a cantrip.
Nah, she don't want to do that.
She don't want to do that. She wants to cast a cantrip at you guys. And she will do a acid splash, I guess, at King Hecaton. Sure. He's the closest.
He's just... he wants it.
She succeeds, and that means that he takes a total of 46 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4 onto Hecaton. And that is her legendary action, so she is done that. Putting Hecaton there. And next up is... Come on, go on to the next one for me. Is Orlecto. The dragon is now 80 feet in the air and a good distance away from you also, vertically and horizontally.
Still got gargoyles on me as well, right?
Yes, you do. A full swarm, basically.
What is Orlecto? He's pretty good there. Okay. Looks over at King Hecaton and... Sir, cheer up. You don't have to be so cowardly. He sort of stares at King Hecaton for a moment before he scoops up. I'll just hurl a boulder at this dragon.
All right, go ahead and do so.
All right, what do we have? Let's see. Rock plus 14. 16, 14 is 30.
Hits.
And it does 40, 12 plus 9. I am just going to put that into my thing because I don't want to try and roll that many. Roll. Let's see. 40, 12 plus 9 is 35 points of damage.
All right, you land a boulder onto the mighty Imarith. Anything else on your turn? Probably not.
And everything else is so standard. So nope, that would be up.
All right. Imarith will use another legendary action, and at this point she will use another spell attack, this one much higher in level, and she will begin to channel words of power, gesturing her claws and in a 20-foot radius. Let's see where I can get that on. You guys are still lacking back, so I'm gonna need Orlecto, Vasha, and Nimir to make a dexterity saving throw.
What's the bonus?
You need a 20 to save.
I can't read what his. I got a
That
4.
was a nat 20 plus whatever I get.
Nice.
I got a
Good.
14 plus whatever it is.
All
Yeah,
right.
19.
It looks
plus-
like +2 on the picture you sent me, but I can't tell.
Yeah, +2.
Okay, cool. Namir got 21.
So those who did not roll over a 20 take 21 damage. Those who did take half of that.
You're gonna mark down Vashes?
Yep.
Sweet, thanks.
She saved, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. That's it for her legendary action. So next up is a Gargoyle Swarm, the one that is currently battling King Hecaton. It is going to make a bunch of attacks. And by a bunch, I just mean 3. And it is going to hit twice onto Hecaton. All right. And next up in the initiative is another Gargoyle Swarm. This one attacking Orlecto. And it's going to make a couple attacks. Orlecto takes a total of 37 damage. I got that. And Hecaton takes that much damage. Okay, and then next up in the initiative is Nimir.
Awesome possum. Namir will advance towards the next swarm.
All right, do so.
More strike. Slash city slash with 2. That is 21.
Yep, that will hit.
30. So that is 12d6 plus 18.
Yes.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Doink. So plus 18.
60 damage.
59.
Oh, 59? Yep.
Mhm. Very close. 60. You round it up. I don't mind.
Yeah, that was close. All right, puts him at... Okay, she runs forth, swinging her mighty greatsword, cutting down many gargoyles as they descend upon her. You've now cut the force almost in half, as that is it for Nimir's turn. Imrith is out of legendary actions right now, and the Gargoyle Swarm on the Trebuchet will once again fire the Trebuchet, this into the back lines, at disadvantage because of the windstorm. So, let's give that a shot. Rolling and then we're going to roll a d6 to see who hits in the back line. This time it is going to be, let's pull back here. It's going to be Warrendell, and I rolled the first one a 12. Nope, sorry, 14.
For hit.
Yeah, to hit on Warrendell.
That's a miss.
And then the second one, my God, a fucking another 14. Trebuchet misses violently as Livy is now up next.
Woo! Livy's terrified of Imrith, so she will move forward.
Is she actually terrified, like frightened, or did she make her save?
She failed her save.
Then she could not move forward towards Imrith.
Right. I was having her focus on gargoyles.
Yeah, no, she's not
So,
allowed to
on
move
that
forward while
note-
she's there.
The dancing sword continues to dance around here-ish, where she was going to move, and she will take aim with Main's Garden.
All right.
We hope we take out a few more.
And she succeeded her blind saving throw, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and pew pew.
Alright, there's 25.
Hit.
15.
Hits. Or not hit. Or wait, yes it
Almost
hits.
crit.
All 3 are hits.
Oh, sweet. So, let's do this. 6. 19 plus 12. So, 31.
19.
Piercing cold.
Whoa, spooky cold damage. You, again, cut the Gargoyle Swarm in half as You continue to whittle their numbers. Now with the mighty wingspan of Imerith, though, do you gain your confidence as you make your wisdom saving throw? Or are you still frightened of her?
She is scared shitless.
Still have
Oh,
inspiration, I
God.
believe.
Yeah, true. Arr! Thank you. I don't want her to be scared. Let's go to the extreme side of, oh, so close.
So close, yet so far.
She almost felt the warmth of, I can do this.
Right, Liviant, you're up next. You have the mighty dragon Imerith flying in the sky, the battle of hordes against the gargoyle swarms. What do you wish to do?
I'm scared shitless of that dragon.
I don't blame you.
So, kind of look over to Warren. How far away is Warrendale from me?
He's about like 40 feet-ish.
Warren's scared shitless too, if that matters, but
Okay,
Everyone is
Well-
scared shitless, rightfully.
wonderful. Wait, great.
I'm in the same position you are. I think there's no way I can pass that. So
I'm gonna move south. Like I can see the map because I'm watching it on YouTube, but it's like 10 seconds behind. So yeah, I'd like to just move south, not moving closer, and I'd like to double dash over to there.
Okay.
And because I have relentless rage now, it doesn't go away.
All right, you do so. We're going to move the map down a bit since you guys are beginning to move a bit. Update client view. And anything else on your turn?
No, I just don't want to be all bunched up. So I want to move south.
All right, Octavius Ren, you see that your allies' confidence and bravery is beginning to falter as they're all terrified of Imerith's
Wait,
appearance.
I gotta do my save.
Make your save.
Oh, I made it. That's a 19 on a die.
Nice. All right,
So,
you are ready to rumble starting next round. But Octavius, what do you do?
Alright, so Octavius is going to head straight towards Imerith. I know he's up in the air, but I'm going to try to close the distance on the ground between where I feel like his point of landing would be.
Okay, how far can you move in your turn?
Just 30 feet.
Okay, I'll move you 30 feet.
And at that point, Octavius is going to yell at Imerith, hey, you blue bird, can you hear me? And can he hear me from here?
You suspect that she hears you, but she doesn't reply to you.
I've heard rumors that blue dragon breath is some of the weakest. I dare you to try to burn me. I've heard you just a weakling. I can't believe you've tried to take over the world, how weak you are. Come, see if you can burn me with your weak blue dragon breath.
All right. As you continue to insult her, you see her
ready
eyes
now.
lock on you.
I'm gonna ready in action.
All right.
That if she does come towards me,
Mm-hmm.
if she comes within 30 feet of me, I want to react to something.
Okay. Sounds good. What do you actually have to tell me what you're readying?
I'm readying Wormslayer as an action. I can point the claw at the dragon within 30 feet of me. The dragon must then succeed on a DC 15 con save.
Absolutely. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. All right. Top of the round, I'm going to actually remember that Imerith has layer actions. And she is going to... Can't do that. Can't do that. But she can do this. Lightning arcs 5 foot run. Between two of the layers, solid surfaces. Dragon can see. Can't do that. Interesting. 2 of the layers, solid surfaces. Okay, they must be within. She will then in 125-foot radius. So let's see if I can draw a line here. What do I get? What do I get? Who's in there? 120. I can get. By the looks of it, only Livy. You are egging her on, though, Octavio, so you're going to get it. Right there, 120. I can hit everybody except Livy, apparently.
Woo!
Let me see if I can Jimmy rig this, though. I feel like there's a way I can get Livy. Must get Livy. Yeah,
She totally
yeah,
has
sorry.
after her grandpa. So
You're within range of it. Sorry. So I will need you guys to make a. Wait, am I cheating? I'm cheating. Where the fuck are our layer actions? This character sheet is a mess.
But not me, right?
Not you. No, I'm right. So make a dexterity saving throw.
that's what I love to do.
This one
All of
is.
us?
This one isn't so high. The three of you, yeah. This one's only a DC 15.
Sweet. Livy dances out of the way.
I failed.
I got a 17.
All right.
What about Orlecto and stuff, or is it just us?
No, it's just you three. It's in a line.
I'm gonna use the Ring of Suffering to just kind of man the damage. You know, I'm just gonna be like, "What? You think you hurt me?" But even if it does hurt,
Yeah, she's gonna say, "You think my attacks are weak? Let me give you a little zap." And she only does 9 lightning damage, half if
So
you
Ring of
failed.
Suffering. So Ring of Suffering out any damage just so that I can look like a man.
All right. Gotcha. Next up is Vasha.
Vasha's gonna look at Octavius and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna move over here because you're kind of weird. Calling on a blue dragon like that is stupid, and I want to go home. So I'm gonna attack these gargoyles from over here with double axe swings."
Is she frightened?
No, she passed.
Okay,
She
cool.
succeeded. Do you want to do this for me?
Oh, yeah, you want me to attack for you? Sure.
Yeah, I don't have her sheet or any of her
Yep.
stuff.
Just plus 14 to hit, but hit and a hit. And you want me to do damage for you too?
I can do that if you want.
Okay.
I badly hurt people.
Oh, I just froze my computer. Oh god, don't crash on me, Fantasy Grounds. Hang in there, Fantasy Grounds. It's a total of 12d6 plus 9 or plus 18.
12d6 plus 9.
Yep.
And it says 69 damage.
69 damage. Nice. Swarm 2 is devastated by another attack from the mighty Vasha.
And then she will start to run towards her king. I don't know how far she can go. I'm gonna stay there.
Sure. That works for me. Let me just double check something here on Miss Imrith. Okay. And next up is in the initiative as Vesha runs to support her king. Hecaton is up next, who is currently frightened. He is going to furiously try to remain bolstered and strong, though, and make 2 attacks at the gargoyles at disadvantage. Probably still striking, though, because he is a mighty king, and he hits with the first one. And then hits again, devastating the gargoyle swarm once again for a total of 40-some damage. And let me do that on. And then next up is, what is this, swarm number 3. Okay. Next up, as Hecaton swings away at the giant, is Warrendel. You know that the dragon is up next, getting ready to make her next attack as Octavios is calling her on. This lightning storm just bolts down on you all.
But move action, you can see Warren run down to the side. I can't tell by the map exactly, but Livy is ahead of me, right? So I can't get up to Livy since that would be moving towards Imrith. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Right. So I'll still just kind of run maybe down to the side a little bit. But Livy, come here. I need your help.
Okay.
And I'm just going to hold my action till Livy can get over to me.
Okay, I'll move you down. Or you want to move 30 feet?
Maybe more like 15, whatever makes it easiest for her. So maybe just down a little bit.
Yep, gotcha. Put you
But that way
closer
I'm out
there.
of the straight line behind Octavius there.
Perfect.
Out of that bolt.
You do so. Imrith is up next. Hearing Octavios call her on. You're gonna get it, Octavios. Good luck.
You're weak. Your flame is cheesy. I heard green dragons have better flames than you.
120-foot line that is 10 feet wide. How can we get that going nice and good? How can I get that good lightning breath? Yeah, so unfortunately for Livy, she's still directly in a line, so she's gonna descend down and lightning breath Livy and Octavius. You can do your thing first, which she needs to make a
Within
save.
30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, DC save 15 con.
Con?
Yep.
All right. Wish me luck, everybody. She rolls a 27.
Yeah, okay. But I will say that unfortunately for you, I have resistance to all damage caused by any dragon's breath weapon.
Yep. So make your dexterity saving throw, DC 23.
I don't think I'm gonna get that with a -1 on my dex.
I don't think so either. What about
Okay.
Livy? Are you gonna make a 23 dex saving throw?
Yeah, totally. She's gonna roll not 20 or a 16 for 26 or 18 for 26. So
All
I
right,
can
so
do that.
you succeed, and you both, since one has resistance and the other succeeded, both take half of 80 lightning damage, as this absolute massive beam of radiant lightning energy just desolates in front of her, and 40 damage to you all as the sand itself is actually crystallized into glass underneath you from the raw heat of the energy.
Do
That
I
was weak.
subtract that from the temp hit points?
Yeah, take that from the temp. So she did 40 in total. I already halved it for you. She did 80 originally.
As smoke from Octavius's burning flesh is actually rising up through his armor. He's like, that was nothing.
All
I
right.
thought you said you were strong.
She says to you that when I killed your friend Harshnag and the kitty cat, I think I was pretty strong. You're next. And her tongue licks as she rubs in the fact that she finished off your friends. Hero Kai, you're up next. I can't remember if you're afraid. I think you stilled yourself against the fear.
No,
And-
he is still afraid. I only get a +1 on my wisdom save, so.
Oh, damn.
Probably a while.
Good luck.
Here, how do I do the ruler thing?
Double click left and right mouse, but I can do it for you also. Or not
Alright.
double click, click and left and right.
Anyway, I guess I could just say what he's planning on doing. He's going to use his movement to circle around, getting closer to the Colosseum.
Yep.
And while doing that, he'll waggle his fingers and shout out a word of arcane power and what is the name of the spell? Shoot. Cast a cantrip of frostbite at our dragony foe here.
All right. What do I need? A con save, I believe.
Con save DC 13.
She rolled a 19.
And it's a 3d6
All right.
damage.
If she passes, does she take half damage on the cantrip, or is it just no
No, I
damage?
don't take any damage.
All right.
Yeah, no damage. No ill effects.
All right. Then, since the cleric has called out the mighty dragon Imerith, and she has now landed in front of him, she will use a legendary action to make an attack. Tail attack. Here it comes for you. Mr. Octavius, you asked for it. You shall receive. She rolled a. Oh my God, it's not like this. 19 to hit.
Nope.
It's actually like almost impossible for me to miss attacks, but I'm just fucking rolling bad. All right, she misses her tail attack as Octavius jumps across the desert, the once desert that's now crystallized glass from the lightning strike. You roll across the crystallized sand, dodging narrowly as splinters shoot up around you. Orlecto is now up next.
Did she descend down to the ground to where he could?
She's just
Oh, yeah,
basically,
baby.
yeah,
Fucking
she's on the ground.
Sweet. I know I'll incur a AOP from the gargoyles, but he's going to rush and charge at Imerith.
All right, he's not frightened of her, correct?
No, he is not.
All right. I rolled a fucking not like this 11. You're good.
I couldn't remember. There isn't an actual charge thing in 5e, is there? No.
No.
It's not 3. Okay. Oh, let's see. What does he get? Plus, was it 9?
Plus 14.
Plus 14. That's a 14 plus 14 is 28.
28 hits.
And he gets 2 attacks for a greatsword. Okay. So here, let me make the other one so I can put them all together. That'd be 8 plus 14, 20. No, 22.
22 just narrowly hits Imarith.
So it's actually going to be 12d6 plus 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not rolling all that. Roll 12d6 plus 18 equals 60.
60 damage. All right.
I'm going to get a attack of opportunity from those gargoyles.
Yeah, they missed you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And yeah, you don't have anything else you can do, so yep, that would be it.
All right, that ends his attack. She will then use another legendary action to make an attack. Dexterity saving throw from Octavios and Orlacto.
12, 14.
14's a fail.
That would be a 13.
13's a fail. You both are knocked prone and take 14 damage as she thrusts her wings on the ground, causing this torrent of wind that just knocks your feet from underneath you. You're now both prone. That is her legendary action. So next up is the Gargoyle Swarm that is fighting King Hecaton. They are going to attack him once more. Hitting. All right. Going to do that damage and apply it later so that you guys don't have to listen to me math. And next up is another swarm, which is fighting Namir. There's only a couple of those gargoyles left, though, so they only get one attack through, but this is a natural 20. So Namir takes 25 damage. And next up is Namir. I will put the damage onto her. All right, and then Namir, go ahead. As I'm applying the damage to Hecaton, you do your thing. You still got a gargoyle swarm on you, which is Livy, I believe, controlling Namir.
Yep. Alright. She's going to do her usual hack and slice and dice. 24. And 22.
Both hits, and you can potentially take out this swarm.
Alright, dice, let's do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Doink.
Doink. You absolutely destroy the last of them.
Woo! As Nimir, swings their weapon and just cuts these gargoyles down to rubble.
All right, the gargoyles on the trebuchet will now unleash. This time they're going to channel it at Octavios.
Yeah, nothing.
This is a, what is that? 29 or 19 to hit. I'm rolling so bad. Stop it. There we go. 26 to hit.
That will hit.
That will hit. Perfect. I lost the damage from them again. They're down here. Here we go. You take, ouch. 36 damage. As a massive stone, trebuchet stone hits you. Next up is, she's Livy, as Imarith is out of legendary actions again.
Livy's totally like, yep, coming over to you. Wonder what's up.
As she runs over to me, then I'll sort of grab a hold of your shoulders. I say, you know that beast over there. It is frightening, Livy. But you've seen it when I am just as pissed. And, you know, I don't have time for you to be scallywinking around here and dealing with this and shitting in your pants. Get your ass over there and take care of this creature. Can I use intimidation to give her advantage on her next saving throw for wisdom or this fear?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see all this crackling energy come up around me. And I got a 21 for that.
Yeah. Livy can have definite advantage.
Let's roll an 18.
Don't worry that I look like I'm scared shitless too, but I still have my regular action. So in that,
I think though that's what's gonna work for her because she'll see how scared you are, and it's just this reminder of what her grandpa has always told her, where it's like, I need to be this light, this hope. And so she's hopefully that'll muster up that I'll be brave for you. I got you, Warrendale. Don't worry. Come on, 18.
I think you have to do it at the end of your turn, though, right?
Yeah, you still have to do it at the end. Actually, with that roll, I'll let you make one right now. So what did you roll?
I rolled an 11.
11. Still afraid. You're like, yeah, this is great. I'm full of hope and light, but...
I will give her my inspiration, because I need her to win this.
All right, win it. Roll again.
Because I have no way I can get out of it.
I have to roll an 18 or higher, and so it's
It's okay. Just run around for a full minute. You'll be fine.
Yep, 10 rounds of combat. It'll be good.
I am trying to distract, but you guys really need to hurry the fuck up.
But since I know it's supposed to happen at the end of her turn, but story-wise, could like there be this moment where she's like she feels bolstered, and as she turns around to make her aim, she's like, "Ah, shit," and just aims at the gargoyles over here?
Yep, definitely.
I don't want to piss that off any more than it already is. And so, okay, here we go, Man's Garden. Roll to hit first. Nope. Yep. What? Please.
Sorry.
Alright, 2 hits. Let's do this. 13 plus 10 for 23 cold.
Nice. Yeah, you begin to assault the swarm that is harrying King Hekaton.
So yeah, Warrendale, she looks totally confident, and she aims for the goal.
Damn it, Livy.
I'm sorry! I felt it, I don't know.
Not as inspiring as I used to be. Do I still have an action left or no?
Yeah, go for it.
I can't do much, so I'm just gonna flame bolt these gargoyles on Hekaton as well.
Okay, go for it.
I have disadvantage on those too, right? Not just Imrith?
Yep, correct.
Oh, let's see. That would only be a 5 plus 9, 14.
Not gonna do it.
I didn't think so.
All right, Reich Livian, I believe you shuck off your fear of the dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
All right, you are quite far away from the battle as you realize now that you've kind of like run to your own isolated corner.
I did, didn't I? How far away from Livy and Warren am I?
Quite far away, a total of 120 feet. You are 95 feet away from the closest gargoyle swarm, and you are 110 feet away from the dragon.
I'm a good D&D player.
Hey, fighting ancient dragons is hard, my dude.
Where the hell did that barbarian go?
I'm gonna run back towards my friends.
Do you want to run towards your giant friends, or you want to go back towards Octavios, or do you want to go towards Livy and Warrendale? The giants are trying to assault the amphitheater. Livy and Warrendale are like in the back line, very far away from everything, just terrified. Octavios is like one-manning the dragon with the help of Hero or Electo, and so it's your call.
I'm gonna go back towards Livy and Warrendale.
All right, you can move a total of 80 feet.
Yeah.
All right, you do so. Anything else on your turn?
I stay mad.
All right, you're mad, but you're scared out of your mind. You're scared.
No, I'm not scared at all.
Oh, you're not. Yeah, you're not scared anymore. Yeah.
I'm just mad.
All right, Octavios. How much damage have I done to you so far? Do you have it tracked? Because I didn't track it apparently.
Yeah, you took down over 100. Well, you took down 99 so far.
Oh,
actually
nice.
On the dot. So.
Okay, perfect.
But I have a fucking plan, champ.
What do you got? Yep.
All right. So I can cast destruct. Or no, wait. What was I gonna do? Yeah, fuck it. I need some damage on this goddamn dragon. I'm gonna change my plan anyway, Chris, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna cast Destructive Wave on Imrith. I am gonna channel as much energy as I possibly can through Octavius's bones. And then he's just gonna put his hands out in front of him and kind of like snap his fingers, and this destructive giant wave is gonna burst from energy. It's gonna do on a failed save a shit ton of damage. So
What does she need to make?
con save.
All right. 19.
That's a pass, so you take half damage.
Okay.
So that was the save. So you take half of 30 damage, which is 15 damage.
Okay.
And you do not get knocked prone. At which point I'm gonna move just a little bit over here, like this.
Okay.
And use my divine. I think I can. Let me just double check. Oh no, it's an action. Shit. And then I'm gonna look up at Emerith and be like, "What? I thought you said you were strong. All I've gotten so far are weak, silly blasts." And I'm gonna move a little bit more.
All right.
So, you think you're strong? And a little bit more.
She laughs at you. You've taken on the mantle of one of them, but I can see you're still weak and small. And she will channel her action, or she'll channel her lair action to summon a dust tornado on top of you. Dexterity saving throw.
Well, what does it need to be?
Go ahead and roll it. It needs to be pretty high.
Okay, because like I said, I got that -1 to the dex save. So.
Oh yeah, you can't even make it actually then, unless I guess unless you roll natural 20.
Oh, there was a 19, so that's 18.
Now you fail.
Okay.
All right, so you are knocked prone and take 17 damage.
Okay.
Vasha is up next. That is your storm giant, Mr. Octavius.
All right, so Vash has seen this, which she thinks at least is a small, pointless, abstract ant on the planet, taking on this giant for her people, for her land, for her lineage, for her future. She's starting to really be like, what the fuck? This guy's like really crazy. He's actually distracting her while all these other ones are just running around terrified. So she's gonna do a dash. I don't know how far it is to.
She doesn't need to dash. She can just make it to the dragon.
All right, I'm gonna get to the dragon, and then I'm gonna swing.
Two great sword attacks.
Heavy and as hard as I can, with all of her might. Realizing that this is, like I said, for her way home from this fight.
All right, everybody take a point of inspiration for playing their storm giants adequately. Recharge at the beginning of the round, and go ahead, Octavius, and roll 2 attacks plus 14 on the dragon.
Okay. So that'll be
Hit.
33 and
Hit.
31.
Again, that's 12d6 plus 18.
12d6 or 12d8?
12 d6. Did I tell you d8 last time? Because then I cheated and gave you extra damage.
You did.
Oh, you got extra damage last turn.
So 42 plus whatever.
19 is
61.
61. All right. So 61.
Emerith, dragon, hopefully cutting and showing some form of scratch or blood.
Yes, so you do charge into her, Vasha, feeling inspired by Octavius Wren, the Undaunted One, servant of ill matter, and she lands 2 devastating attacks into the tail of Emerith. But as she swings with all her might, she barely begins to cut the crystal-like scales of her blue skin. You guys have done a total of 187 damage to Emerith, and she does not really seem phased in even the slightest. Hecaton is up next. He forgot to make his wisdom saving throw at the end of his turn. So let's see if Hecaton, the mighty king, is still afraid. He gets the roll at advantage, but he still failed last time. This time, he is no longer frightened, and he does see Octavius giving it his all, and he's going to do everything in his power to finish off these fucking gargoyle swarms, and he does a total of 69 damage. Let me do that onto the swarm. 69 damage. Okay, they are almost defeated, and next up is Warrendell. you are trying to intimidate Livy into going, and you thought you've inspired her, but you realize that you both are just shaking violently, and when you tell her to go forth and deal with it, she says yeah, and then she turns around and doesn't move a single step, and you have not moved any further either. What do you do?
Good question. Can I see our barbarian friend running towards us?
Yeah, you see first, right, Livian scared out of his mind, but like raging mad, run off into like the distance of the desert, and then he snaps out of it and comes running back towards you, still equally as mad, but not afraid anymore.
At least one of them isn't afraid. Perhaps next time, Livy. Next time. And
Of course.
can I make it to him, or does that mean I'm going towards...
No, I'll give it to you. We're kind of like
Alright.
stipulation there, so I'll give it to you.
So I'm gonna run over. You can see this crackling energy around Warren. His fist will sort of clench up, and he's just gonna clock right in the jaw. You're like, shape up, man. We don't have time for your shitting around. I am going.
Kill you.
How do I want to do this? I will use a quickened spell. So as my bonus action, what one's better? Probably this one. I'm going to cast haste on Reich.
Oh boy.
That's going to give me 3 points. I'm going to take off. Let me mark off 3 points.
A hasted 29 strength barbarian.
4.
I can't wait.
So that gives you +2 AC, Reich, bonus or advantage on your dex saves, and an extra attack or move or disengage, whatever type of thing, probably attack. And then for my regular action, I'm going to cast Chromatic Weapon on him. Oh, this one, let's see, gives you plus 3d8 damage of a chosen type to your blade. On a critical hit, you can deal 2d8 thunder damage in a 30-foot radius around you.
Nice. And that's on Livian, correct?
Yes. So plus 3d8 damage to your weapon, right? And it lasts for 1 minute.
Perfect.
How long does haste last? 1 minute as well.
It's concentration, so make sure you're not losing track of concentration spells.
Yep. And
Okay.
the other one isn't concentration, so
Okay, cool.
haste does that. And
Alright.
with that, we just kind of move out of the way and take the best advantage I can get to, because I'm scared shitless of the dragon.
All
I
right.
can. Only way I can beat this is, well, it's up to you. I have a -1 to my wisdom. Would I pass with a 20 at least?
I would give it to you on a natural 20.
All right, well, I
Technically,
didn't
you
get one
wouldn't,
anyway.
but yeah, you basically got to roll nat 20 to get out of it, unfortunately, or a minute.
Yeah.
We're on round 4, so you got 6 more rounds left.
I'll
Yeah.
give an inspiration to try to.
No, I got inspiration left. I
okay.
got a few things I can do until it really starts to hinder me. So.
All right, Imarith is up next, recharging her legendary attacks, and Octavius in front of him. You think I am weak, yet you could not save your friends. Let's see if you can even save yourself. And she begins to attack, letting forth the might of her power. And she will make 3 attacks against you. 1 biting attack, Octavius, rolling a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And then she'll make a claw attack, rolling a 25 to hit. And then she'll make a claw attack and roll a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
All right. She does a total of... Good luck, my friend. She does a total of 5... So 30, 40, 54 damage. Mixed of lightning and piercing and slashing. I don't think you have resistance to any of that, though, right?
Nope.
Okay. Next up is Hero Kai. The dragon has just been tearing into this small folk, which has taken the form of your giant size, and the bravery of this one individual just seemingly taking on the brunt of this giant or this dragon's attack is inspiring. But is it inspiring enough to break your fear?
Well, we'll see at the end of the round. Come on, Kai, snap out of this. You've been waiting for this your whole life. So with his turn, he's gonna just dash up the Coliseum. He's trying to make for that trebuchet.
All right, so let's see. Now the wall itself is 40 feet high, but a giant is over 20 feet. So within theory, you can make it, but you're gonna need to either give me probably an athletics check. Makes sense to me. Just a high jump.
Yeah, I can do that.
Shouldn't be that challenging, but let's just see. I do not believe that fear gives you disadvantage. Let me just double check. Are you feared? Yeah, you are feared. So it doesn't give you disadvantage on, or it does on ability checks. So you're at disadvantage. But you do have a +9 to your, or no, not +9. What do you have?
15 with athletics.
15 is more than enough. You bear your weight and jump up as high as you can. Your feet, your fingers just narrowly grab onto the ledge, and you mightily pull yourself up now, standing 40 feet high. You see the swarm of gargoyles on the trebuchet, just unleashing stone after stone. I believe that's your movements and jump. Anything else on your turn?
Immerit, I'll kill you last. That's it.
All right. She will use a legendary action. How's Octavius looking? Let's just check him out. He's looking pretty fucked up. She looks at you and smiles this massive toothy grin and says, "If you surrender now and admit my might, I'll kill you last."
Octavius will fall down to his knees and kind of look at his hand, left hand, because he doesn't have his right hand. Look at his stump. He'll kind of shrug his shoulders and slump. He won't say anything. He'll just sit there looking at the ground.
I gave you a command, rodent.
What is it? Is it a fucking... I just kind of look up at Armorith. Be like, yeah, fuck you.
Her tail comes slamming down on you, rolling a 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
And she does, this is her weakest attack, 17 damage.
I think that might knock me out. Let me just double check. No, I'm still up.
All right, you're still up. Next up is the Gargoyle Swarm on Hecaton, almost defeated, but still attacking. Rolling a hit. These guys are consistent at least. And a hit. Namir is up next as I calculate the damage onto Hecaton. And just to give you a status update on Hecaton, he is looking bloodied. Not quite, actually. She's not quite bloodied. On to you, Namir, a.k.a. Mary.
Like, I hear the name. It's like...
Yeah, it's confusing.
Next time. Oh, me! Duh! All right, Namir, let's go. Help King Hector because, yeah. Seeing that he is valiantly fighting alone, comes to his aid to add more.
All right, swing in the swing.
With a +14, 21.
21 will hit.
And it's 18.
Hits.
Sweet. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Dan, did you go down?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
32 plus 18 for 50.
50 damage.
God, now a few more. Turn them to dust.
Yeah, so now in terms of the swarm, there's literally 2 gargoyles. Actually, yeah, 2 gargoyles left in the remnants of the swarm, besides the few on the trebuchets. So you basically defeated all, like, about 40 gargoyles plus.
Yeah, we got this.
All right, everyone's in pretty good shape, except obviously Mr. Wren. And not great on the Wren. The gargoyles still not defeated on the trebuchet are going to launch an attack. They're going to decide between the 3 way in the back, hiding, cowarding. And it's going to be on Livy. Here you go, Livy.
Right.
Good luck. I rolled a natural, not 1. I keep thinking my 7s are 1. So I rolled a 21 and 26.
The 26 will hit, but the 21 will not.
All right. You take 45 damage. Jesus, that's a high roll.
Hey, Chris, did you skip Orlecto?
45?
Did I skip Orlecto? I must have. Yeah, 45. I rolled really high there.
Woo!
Orlecto can go next.
Dang!
Yeah, sorry.
Uh,
That was almost max roll there. Go ahead, Orlecto.
All right, well, why not? You see Orlecto. He has this massive great sword. Is Hecaton still looking okay? He said he's not quite bloodied, right?
He is just about blood. Or let me just double check. He is bloodied, yeah.
Is bloodied like halfway? Is that what it is?
Yeah, halfway. Halfway is bloody. Critical is like on death's door kind of thing.
All right. Seeing that he's not critical, then he'll turn towards Imrith and slams his great dour sword down into the sand, and he's actually going to reach out and try and grab a hold of this dragon to hold it down on the ground.
All right. Give it a shot.
Grapple, I guess it would be.
Good luck, my friend.
Oh, 18 plus I don't know what the strength is. Plus 9.
Pretty good, yeah.
17, so 26.
26. All right. Interesting. It rolled a 26 too. So in that case,
I'll spend my inspiration to win.
all right. Try to roll again.
No, you can just use it for win.
Oh, is that?
Oh, no, I don't know. I was just saying I would if I could.
No, you can. Right?
I never
Is that
heard.
part-
I don't think I've
No,
heard.
not for this.
I don't think I've heard that. No.
Maybe I just really want to win. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
um,
Yeah, you can spend
well,
it
it's up to
again.
you what happened. Okay.
Yeah, roll it again.
That's a nat 20, so 29.
Yeah, you pin it. Grappled.
See, that's what I was saying.
Okay, so I honestly don't know the grapple rules for this very well, but he's basically just looking to keep this dragon on the ground at all
Yep.
costs.
Movement's 0. She has to overcome you in order to break the grapple.
And if I can, maybe kind of grab her around the head, squeeze her mouth shut a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Have to get a piece of that stuff.
Shove her hand in the sand.
Yep.
But you can,
Kind of give her a swirly with the sand.
you can drag her closer to a scared people.
Yeah. All right,
No.
Livy, give her a go as you see Orlecto grabbed and put into a headlock. Imrith, the dragon of statues. What do you do?
He's giving her noogies like crazy.
Move down over here. Like, you know, maybe would that bolster her, you know, in the sense of like, oh, she's not so scary anymore, right?
Yeah, maybe.
But I think she's gonna still move down here and attack the gargoyles first, and then we'll see how she does with her.
All right, you might be able to finish off the gargoyles
So
with enough panache.
do this. There's a hit
Yep.
and a miss and a nat 20.
Hey.
So that means I roll 3 damage bits. Did I roll the right one? Yep, that's mains guard. Oh, for the nat 20, sweet, and one more. So we got 22 points of cold piercing damage.
22 leaves all but just one single lonely beaten gargoyle.
So close. That one's for you, King Hecton.
Hey, thanks. Anything else on your turn?
She moved, and yes, we're gonna make that wisdom save in the hopes of.
Come on, Livy, make that save.
Ah.
You guys are never breaking that fear. Reich Liviant, you are pissed the fuck off. It is storming with just massive energy, and you feel the speed of the gods beneath you. What do you wish to do, as you've basically done not a whole lot besides throw a rock this combat? It is now time for Reich Liviant of the Storm Child tribe to enact his vengeance. What do you do?
It absolutely is. All right. So as my bonus action, I'm going to turn on my wing thing. I don't know what it's called.
Yep.
And that will last 1 minute.
Radiant wings sprout from the back of Reich Liviant as his eyes begin to glow.
And I can move 120 feet to flying.
You can easily make it to the dragon. Like a jet, you take off, sand kicking up beneath your feet. You fly through the lightning-stricken sky, and instantly it seems like land in front of the dragon, who is grappled and trying to take down your friend Octavius. What do you do?
I can make 3 attacks.
All right.
So let's do this. All right. Yeah, I need they all hit, right? Because
As long as you rolled well over 20s, her AC is 22.
22, yes, they all hit. Because it's a 13, a 12, and a 14.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you have a hard time missing.
yeah, there's a lot of damage.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's wow. This is fun.
What do you roll? 200 D12s?
Don't forget the 3d8 from the weapon too.
Right. No, yeah. No, it's 3d6. I mean, 66 plus 3d8 plus 2d8. So plus 5d8.
Yep. Gross. That makes me barf.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the d6s are 20. Here comes some 8s. Alright. And then that's another 20, so that's 30. And I got 4 more. Which is, ooh, that's really good. 8, 6. That's
What you got? Math is hard.
71 damage. Right. Math is real hard.
70.
That's 71 plus 17.
Jesus. All right. So yeah, like a jet, you take off, just humming through the air. You land in front of Imarith, and before she has time to interact, you just absolutely slam your weapon into her face, dealing this absolutely devastating strike. It's like the whole entire tribe, your spectral ancestors behind you, put the might behind you, and you strike into Imarith, dealing a sizable blow, yet still she stands relatively unscathed. She's hurt now. You've broken a chunk of her scale. She's bleeding. You've drawn blood, and she hisses out in anger. She's not bloodied yet, though. That ends your attack.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Dr. Octavius, you pick yourself off of your knees, barely able to stand. I actually forgot something. I was supposed to do more damage to the giants in the vitriolic sphere, so I'm going to do that damage. But go ahead, Octavius.
Oh, thank God, I'm still.
Oh, no, sorry. Reglivian said he still has turn left. What do you got?
Yeah, I just want to fly up just a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I still have, you know what I mean, he's got like 120 feet. That was 120 feet. You know what I mean? So I just want to go up like 10.
That's fine. Go ahead, Octavius.
What form of action is it to drink a potion?
It's a action.
Is it an action?
Yep.
Shit. 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 Not sure if you guys know, but I don't like the answer that Chris gave me right there.
I just noticed that you're not calling off to the dragon anymore. How come?
Well, because I want to do 4 different actions at the same time right now, and I can't do. I can't do more than one, so I'm trying to.
Sorry, I didn't haste you.
Motherfucker. Well, I'm upset, and when I get upset, I get kind of irrational sometimes. Octavius is actually quite pleased with himself. He's like, kept the dragon off of guys for a little while. Now we're actually starting to concentrate on the dragon. I can take a second for myself, and so I'm gonna actually cast level 6 spell heal on myself for 70 points of HP. So that'll bring me into a much better range of what's going on.
All right.
And then I will. I ain't done yet. Jeez Louise, you want to just kill everybody?
I do.
So,
I'm bloodthirsty.
I know. I can tell. At this point, I'm just gonna circle Imrith a little bit more and try to put myself closer to the gargoyles and the ballista.
If you break contact with her, you will provoke an opportunity attack.
No, I'm staying within the range of attack. I'm just circling.
Okay, gotcha. All right, top of the initiative. She will use another action of her lair, and you begin to see the glint on her fingers, her claws. She has these two rings, one connecting to her pointer finger and one to her middle finger, and they begin to gleam. And she says, "Killing giants isn't that hard. I've gotten particularly good at it. Let me remind you of how well," and the two rings connecting her two fingers together begin to glow and hum. And she will say, "It's been so very long since you've been acquainted with your friends. How about I reunite you?" And shooting out from the rings from her finger are these stone-like bricks that begin to form in shape, and they take on this massively large shape. And as you see the energy unfolding, you see them take on the statuette form of a familiar figure wielding a very familiar axe, as you see a one-armed stone harshnag begin to form at her feet. And then suddenly Harshnag, in stone one-arm bandit form, wielding Gert the Great Axe, bends over and picks up by the head, the stone head of Zephyros, whose mouth is open and decapitated, but in the arm, or I guess Hecaton doesn't, I mean, he doesn't have an extra arm. He's only one-armed, so that's awkward. He doesn't pick him up. There's just a fucking head of, what's it called? Zephyros on the ground, which is awkward right now, but I swear it'll be cool in a couple of seconds, okay? As Imerith says, "Yes, I killed your friends and then made improvements on them. Go ahead and get acquainted." And Vasha is now up as Zephyros and Harshnag have been summoned to the battlefield.
Vasha, realizing that Imerith is in this odd grapple with Orlecto, will circle around Octavius, trying to protect him at this point, and start smashing away at Stone Zephyros with her two beautiful great axes.
All right, go ahead and do so.
All right, so I believe you said it was a 14 to hit, so
Yep.
that's 32, and that's 17.
On Zephyros, that is a hit and a hit.
Yeah, I'm not going for the head. I'm actually going for Harshnag.
Oh, Harshnag. Still, I believe that might be not so much a hit, the second one then. Let me just double check. Harshnag has 21 AC.
Okay, so that's just one hit. So
Yep.
that's 66.
Yep, 6d6 plus 9.
Okay. So we have 28 damage.
28
And
damage.
she will impose herself in between Octavius and Harshnag.
All right, she does so. Next up, and we're probably not going to finish this fight tonight unless you guys really want to grind it out. It's up to you. How much longer does everyone want to play? Do we want to try to finish tonight? I mean, I don't have a life anymore now that the world's ending.
Me either, so.
Do we want to play it out for a bit? I see Steven's back on the couch. Are we falling asleep or are we still good? Good? All right, let's keep going. We'll see how long it goes and we'll call it quits when we need to. Reich Livian, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Dan, you don't have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow?
No, I got nothing, man.
All right, cool. Let's see what happens then. Next up is Vasha. Or no, Vasha just went. I'm lying. I'm a dummy. Hecaton is going to try to finish off the last of the gargoyles, and he does so with ease. Finishing him off, he yells out to the giants and to you and says, "Finish the beast now! Retribution and vengeance!" and he will begin to charge at her. Get out of here, giant gargoyle swarm. You're dead. And he can move 50 feet. Everyone begins to close in on Imrith, who is not up yet. As next up is Warrendale. Go ahead.
Has it been a minute yet?
Only 30 seconds, my friend.
Yeah. I was trying not to look at this massive blue dragon that's being nuggied at the moment. He'll turn his focus instead at these two stone statuesque giants that have formed. And this energy, this bolts around him. How's fire bolts? I guess the head of Zephyr.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. 13's the low, plus 9 is what? 22.
You're good.
22, 3d10 damage.
All right.
10, 28.
28 damage on to Zephyrios's prone head on the ground, still waiting to animate to life.
And I will see if I get a 20. I got a 3, so I'm guessing I'm still scared.
You're still pretty scared, unfortunately. Imrith is up next. She did not recharge her dragon breath. Interesting. Okay. She's going to break the hold of this. She's smart enough to do that. So let's do a contest between what's his face and oh god, not like this.
Lecto.
Yeah.
I got a 9 plus whatever it was, 9, 18.
18? Is that for sure? Because she beat you if it's for sure. Do we need to double check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was a plus 9. I rolled a 9.
Yep. She gets it good with a 20. That is her action. And what does she have for a bonus action? I know she has something that she can do. Where is it? Bonus action shit. Oh, here it is. She is going to then lift herself up and try to crush upon multiple targets in a 10-foot reach. Oh boy. I've never seen that before. She will spin onto who is the most deadly to her? Hecaton and Reich Liviant and Orlecto. Are you guys within 10 feet? No. So just Orlecto and Reich Liviant. I'm going to make a crushing attack on you. Rolling.
I moved 10 feet.
Oh yeah, you're in the air, so then that makes it easier. It's going to be on Hecaton and Orlacto. They rolled a 23 to hit. It's going to hit both of them.
I'm gonna make a. Well, fuck. What's it called? What's it called, Chris?
I don't know. What's it called, Dan?
I'm gonna make an opportunity attack. When a creature within 5 feet of me makes an attack against a target other than me, I get a reaction attack.
Okay, go ahead and do so.
Awesome. So I'm gonna smash into Imrith with my mighty warhammer for a 13 to hit.
Definitely, you hit her, but it does absolutely no damage to her, as that is not her AC. Hecaton and Orlecto are pinned underneath the claws and prone to Imrith right now at the end of her turn. She had to use her action to break free of the grapple. That's suboptimal. Next up is Stone Harshnag, who will use his actions and his mighty weapon called Girt, which strangely enough is a weapon that does additional damage to humans. And you remember he told you the tale of how he came into this axe and he stole it off of an evil individual who used the weapon to kill many humans, and he swore to never hurt a human again. Yet now, at the will of Imrith, he turns his axe onto you, Octavios.
Basha actually imposed herself in between us.
Right. Then she will fight. She's under the will of. Yeah, I'm gonna give you one attack then. One onto, because he can just sidestep you, but he's gonna do one on you, one on Vasha, as he just basically comes in first for the first attack onto Vasha, hitting you. She's still under the command of. He's under the command of Imrith, so he's not mindless. First attack chunks into the side of Vasha's head. Second attack at disadvantage because she imposed herself. I'll give you at least is 18 to hit.
No, do not hit. Do not hit.
All right, consider yourself lucky for me being nice. This is
Yep.
me being nice. Next up is Imarith, legendary action. She is going to use a move as a legendary action, which as she does not provoke opportunity attacks, and fly straight up 80 feet into the air. Actually, she's not even going to. She's just going to fly over here 80 feet. Let's move her that far. 80 feet into the air. Ba-bam. So technically 40 feet from the amphitheater for reference for Hero Kai, which is now up next. You finally climb on top of the amphitheater and you see the Imarith disengaging with a legendary action and flying herself 40 feet above the amphitheater. What do you do?
All right, so I forgot to roll my fear save at the end of my last turn. I'm going to do that now.
Makes sense.
I'm going to use inspiration, so roll with advantage. Does that show up?
I guess it didn't, but you got an 11 plus whatever.
Okay, I'm going to use my Indomitable Will as a warrior to re-roll that.
Okay.
Well,
Nope, nothing. 4
Sucks.
d20s, no roll high enough. So he's gonna climb. Basically, he climbs to the top of the amphitheater, takes a step to sprint towards the ballista, and skids to a stop as Imarith flies over to that point. He'll then reconsider his strategy. Whip his sword around to point it at the ballista and fire off a searing ray at the gargoyles managing it.
All right, go ahead and do so.
That is... Or scorching ray, sorry. So three rays of fire burst out of the sword.
Yep. Spell attack.
Each spell attack for each ray. It's a plus. Sorry, it's a +5 to hit. So
15's your mark, my friend.
all right, that's a hit.
Nice.
That's a hit.
Nice.
And that's a hit.
All right, 3 mighty scorching rays fire out from
2d6 each.
your hand each. Boof, 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 slamming into gargoyle after gargoyle, trying to reload the trebuchet.
8 damage plus 7 damage plus 3 damage.
All right, 10, 18 damage. And there's less gargoyles manning the trebuchet, only enough to fire the 2 each. And so you managed to take out 1, slowing down the trebuchet shots. Hero Kai's turn is done. Imarith has used 1 legendary action. She will use another now to continue moving.
Are you scared, dragon?
And she yells out, "Come and find me when you're done finishing up with your friends." And we'll fly away. Orlecto, you're up next.
So she's flying away.
Yep.
Do I have time to throw a boulder?
Orlecto is right here, and he's knocked prone, so you have to use half your movement to get up. And she is 180 feet away from you now, and your boulder can be thrown a total of, let's see the range on it.
240.
Yep. So at disadvantage, you can throw a rock, absolutely.
Yeah, why not? That's certainly what he would try.
You pick yourself up, obviously.
14 is the low, plus 14 is 28.
28 hits still. Not a bad throw.
Ooh, not very good on my things, though. Let's see, 12, 22 plus 9, 31.
31 damage. Okay. What did you ask, Livy?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. You land a long bomb of a
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary. That's it for you. Next up is Gargoyle Swarm. I have it as 3, but it's actually technically 1. I just accidentally deleted the wrong guys. They're going to abandon the trebuchet and fly towards you, Mr. Hero Kai. And attack. There's only 2 attacks though, because there's not as many on them. 28 and 26. Can you shield that? Probably not.
Not high enough. Nope.
Okay, then Hirokai takes a total of the first attack doing 22 damage. The second attack doing... Hold on here. Let me drag it on you because I'm just keeping track of it that way. This one only 18 damage. So 22, 18, 30 damage? Yeah. Yep, sorry. Thank you for being honest. All right. Next up is Namir.
Here. Namir. Let's see.
The good news is the giant has the dragon has moved away, so everyone can technically still not move. But I think she probably broke proximity line of sight with most of the people beyond the wall.
Yeah, right. Thing Royal 2. King Heptana's gonna run up and let's see what we can do about this Harshnag statue. Alright, grab this and toss for a 16 plus 14. Whoa, that's weird.
That's gonna hit.
Or that. Alright, and a 3 plus 14, 17.
17 damage onto Harshnag.
Wait, what?
Or to hit.
To hit. This would be 17 to hit.
Yep, that's gonna miss on Harshnag. 21.
Alright, so that's plus 9 with 66.
Okay.
And that's 17 plus 9 for 26.
26. Very nice. Puts him at that. Harshnag takes a, what is that, a bolt? Or no, that's a great sword from Namir. As she locks in, first clanging into the great axe of Gert, you can just see that Harshnag is just mindlessly fighting on. There's no light in his eyes, no life. As he instinctually lifts up the great axe, clanking sparks fly off, and then Namir drops low with the sword, cutting into his leg. That's it for her. Next up is Livy.
Poor Livy.
You no longer see Emrith, so you can move now.
Yep. But she's gonna try and make her way back towards the group and take aim at the poor lookalike of Harshnag.
Go for it.
I'm sorry. It's for your own good. There you are. 1, 2, 3. So 22 and 26 hit.
Yep.
And we're gonna do cold damage again for a total of 22 piercing cold.
22 piercing cold onto Harshnag. Hold on a second. I've done something terrible.
Line of sight's broken. Does that break that fear spell as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Just one. Making absolutely clear.
For now, until you, or yeah, you broke it. So you're good now because once you break line of sight with it, or you gotta. I wonder how that would work.
I'm curious then. Oh.
Let me just look really quickly.
Yeah,
confirm.
if it's broken, I feel like Livy would probably call back to Warrendale.
Okay, so it's not broken, but you can't see her anymore, so you can move forward. And you're not at disadvantage until she's in her sight. If she came back in your sight, you would still be frightened of her.
Okay, cool.
Got it?
Thank you for that.
Yep. All right.
That's it. She already moved.
Reykjavians, the dragon has fled from the engagement. What do? There's Harshnag, which I don't believe you've met, or Zephyros. Basically 2 random stone enemies that have now came and engaged the party.
All right, well, I'm going to do my damage properly this next time because there should have been a lot more than that.
All right.
Yeah, I missed 2 of my actually 2 hit, you know what I mean, the weapon damage. That's
Oh, no.
alright. Yeah. So that's actually just 12d6.
If it makes you feel any better, I've missed a ton of shit too.
Yeah.
Battles of size are hard.
I'm gonna go straight at Harshnag.
All right, go
3
for
attacks. I don't know who's good. There we go. 8 plus 15 is 23.
it. 23 hits.
A 21.
Hits.
And a 14 plus 15, like 30 something.
Hits.
All right, so we're gonna do this right this time.
Okay.
That's not bad. 9, 10. All right, so it's 31 weapon damage on the first hit.
30.
Plus,
Oh god.
yeah, plus. So 20 plus 26 plus 14.
Okay. That's a total
All right.
of.
And that's just the first hit.
Okay.
All right, so here's the second hit. Uh, 11, 16, 16, 6 is 22 weapon damage.
Okay. $13 plus one more. 13 plus 18 plus 14. Okay. 22 plus 18 plus 14. Just a abundance of damage.
We just hear you clicking away on the calculator or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
54.
All right, and then there's.
I lost track of total damage, but it's a fuckload.
Yeah, it's like it's so much. And then this is 10, 26. All right, and then the last hit is 26 weapon damage plus 12, 13 plus 13 plus 17 plus 14.
All right.
And that's it.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah, so that's how you do that on Harshnag.
Yeah, that's you
It's
did,
got to be more than 200.
yeah, you did him dirty, real bad. You actually killed him.
Yeah, so I was up in the air, so I just fly down straight at him, and just with the what do we call that? The weapon of power or something? I mean, the weapon of mastery. Go like off.
Yeah.
And with the 3 attacks.
Called
hit
the
him
Blade of
hard
Lineage.
with that.
You just land like
Blade
this.
of Lineage.
Oh, with the sickly green energy, and Reich Livian to give me a dexterity saving throw, which I believe is at disadvantage, or which I believe is at advantage.
Yes, it is.
Haha. Well, let's get that done.
You are definitely the
that's it.
problem on the battlefield.
Apparently. But that's a 17 plus whatever my thing is.
17 plus your dex is a total of, where are you, Reich Livian? Where's your stats? Plus 2, or plus 1, so 18. 18 against this guy is a total of, you are good. You succeed. So, as he casts Disintegration on you, you only take half damage.
What kind of damage is it?
Necrotic. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
so,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You take half
10 of what?
You take half of 84 damage.
Are you sure disintegration's half? I'm pretty sure it's only nothing. It's save or nothing.
Oh, is it? Let me just double check then, because that's a very big difference.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. At least it is on my sheet.
Yeah, on a fail, the target takes So a creature must make a saving throw. On a failed, it takes the blah blah blah, and then let me read a little bit further.
Yeah, it says nothing about succeed.
Oh yeah, you're right. Holy fuck! No damage. Good catch. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's a lower spell than what it is because of damage.
Yeah. Octavius Wren, you're now up. Harshnag, as quickly as he's come, just been turned to rubble by Rygliviant, who'd seen him as only an enemy. That leaves Zephyros, who tried to fire a sickly beam of necrotic energy at Rygliviant, who dodges out of the way, putting you up next.
It's a neat idea, but I don't think it's going to work out. The CR of the head isn't less than 2, is it? 2 or less?
No, it is definitely not.
Okay, so that doesn't. It's not gonna work. Would have been neat though. Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the head. I'm gonna be like, I know it is not you, my friend. And I'm gonna lift my. I can't remember what the fuck it is.
Great Hammer?
Is that what it is?
Warhammer?
It's a warhammer. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring down the warhammer, and I'm gonna channel my radiant energy through the handle of the hammer through the head and try to hit with a 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
And so that'll be 48 plus 7. Here's 3. Here's 4. So that's 27 damage with
Nice.
radiant damage.
All right, very good. He's not bloodied yet, but you begin radiantly striking into the head of this thing, chipping away parts of an old friend's severed head. But you know, looking into his stone dead eyes, that there's not much left of who he was, and this is a dishonor and a travesty what Emerith has done. So you try to strike him down. At the top of the initiative, a layer action will take place, and she will make you all make another, what is it called? Constitution saving throw, as she tries to kick up dirt and cause another cloud storm.
What kind?
Constitution.
Constitution.
is
Yep.
15.
15 is what you needed.
Sweet.
Yeah.
17. Oh yeah,
13.
I got 1
I got 19.
Good.
Ooh. And it's a +2 con for the giants.
Plus 10.
+10. Okay, 13 still doesn't help much.
Nope, 13 will be blinded.
Mirror, blinded.
Okay.
I got a 14. You're kidding me.
Blinded again. I'm sorry, my dude.
what
20.
about Toad? Bite.
Cons plus 10? With
Yeah.
giants?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, I didn't roll for the guy. Yeah. 25. He's good.
All right, Vasha is up next, which is Octavios.
Alright, Vasha will start running inside, saying, we need to press the attack. We cannot let her rest.
All right.
I don't know how far she can move, so.
She can move 100 feet, which is around here. All right. Next up is Hecaton, who definitely picks himself up, prone, and can only move 50 feet now because he was knocked prone, and says, yes, do not let her flee, or she will clearly lure us into more traps. Warrendel, you're now up. The dragon has broken line of sight with you, so you can technically move forward.
Yeah, I will move forward at least towards this group of giants and everywhere everybody is. Well, yeah, the closest I can get to them, I think my speed's only 30. But then I'll use my bonus action to get rid of these winds in a 100-foot radius around us.
Okay. You do so.
And I guess I'll just firebolt the head.
Go for it.
I'm not at disadvantage now then because
No,
she's
you're not.
in slicer?
You can't
Okay.
see her, yeah.
It's a nat 20 again.
Not
29.
20 will do it.
What do we got? 10, 15, 20, 39, 39.
39. Jesus, you guys hit hard. Okay. He's over bloodied now. Not quite critical, though. No, you did not do 787 damage. Nice try.
Pretty sure that's what I rolled. think that's what it was.
I imagine Imarith is going to then descend upon. You would catch the tail end of it, Hirokai, or I guess you're blind, right? So you would just hear the sound of grating stone in the windstorm, and little to your knowledge, but the dragon that you cannot see is no longer visible. And that ends her turn. Next up is Hirokai, blinded and engaged by a few gargoyles. What do you do?
All right, I can. Oh, did the dragon move?
Yeah.
Oh, no longer disadvantage, but I'm blind, so let's attack the gargoyles at disadvantage. I get 3 attacks. Sorry.
And that one from the looks of it.
That's a 15 plus 7.
22?
No, disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yeah. 15 plus 7. So 7 plus 15. I get a bonus of 15 to hit.
Okay.
Okay, yep, that was a hit.
Hit. That's a 17 to hit.
Okay, it does so.
Ew. That was a nat 1.
Unfortunate.
Where's your D8?
You're just hovering over at the number 3.
Oh, okay, that's a D8. That was 2 hits, I think.
Yep.
All right. Wow, that's terrible. So 3 plus 26, so 29 damage total, radiant.
Radiant damage.
And I got to roll to see if I actually hit them because I'm blind. For the first swing that hit, that's even, so it missed. The second one, it was an even, so he swings wildly around and hits nothing.
Unfortunate.
Gargoyles!
I'll get you.
All right, saves for blindness. That's a 15.
15's good. You're not blind.
Bitey, lick my eyes.
All right, Electo, you're now up.
I guess the head's still there, so he would go for that.
Yep, sounds good.
2 attacks. So let's see, a 12 and a 9, so 18 and 14, so 23 and 26.
Hit.
Oh, jeez. Let me just type it into the thing because I'm not cool about that. 6 plus 18. 63.
63. Ouch. You destroy the head.
Just he'll stand up and stomp on this thing and drive the great sword right down to the center of it.
All right.
Look over it, a snarl on his face as he looks at bloodied Hekaton. We must keep pressing the attack.
Still got movement?
And 1 left. So yeah, he would go around the corner and at least start headed that way.
Okay. Next up is the gargoyles on our friend Hirokai. Bravely on top of the amphitheater, they descend upon you. Now that you see them, 24 to hit and 28 to hit. You take a total of 29 damage. On to Hirokai.
Yeah, 24 and 28.
Yeah, I cannot shield either of those, so.
Where does that put your total at so far?
I believe I'm at 83 before the damage, so another 29 would put me down to close to bloodied, I think.
63, you should be bloodied.
It was 29 damage, right?
Yeah.
I know, so bring up to 30.
All right, so I should be at 54 hits left.
Okay.
Yeah, 54.
Gotcha.
83 minus 29.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do that.
Pew pew.
All right, next up is Namir.
Why did I do my turn?
Following the voice of Hekaton as he instructs everyone to not let Imarith get away, and will stumble off in that general direction. Hereish?
Yep, makes sense.
All right. Just tell me where to strike, and I will strike.
Careful now, we have lost vision of her. She'll clearly ready something for us.
I already lost vision of her. I literally can't see. But cool.
All right.
Cool.
Livy's up
probably
next.
Cannot see the gargoyle form way up yonder. Yeah,
No,
she
I
probably
can't.
can't see the gargoyle form. She will kind of nervously look around and will. I guess she could do double her movement, so about that far.
Okay.
We'll work our way down and
Yep.
hope that our team will follow.
All right, Reich Livian is up next.
Oh wait, double movement. She cannot ready in action, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Then that's it.
And you obviously make your blade follow you, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, that blade is dancing out in front of her.
All right, Octavios. I mean, Reich Livian, what do you do?
All right, yeah. So there's nothing around, right?
Nope, you lost sight of the dragon. You're in the air, but you weren't quite high enough. You can fly up to see if you can get a better view.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna follow the same path that I saw her go on.
All right, how much movement are you going to put towards it?
I'll move my first one, because I double my speed, so that's 60 feet.
Okay, 60 feet. Straight up into the air. Give me a perception check.
Actually, can I go like 60 feet straight
Yep, that's fine too.
down that way? Yeah, I mean, I'd rather go south.
Oh, down that way. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Like more like that?
And what do I see at that point? Do I see the gargoyles at that point?
Yeah. I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
yeah. Depending on if
Because
you...
once
Yeah, you
gargoyles
can see them too.
attack them.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So I can move another 6. Well, no. So I am going to throw a javelin at the gargoyles.
Okay,
Or
go ahead.
3 javelins. What did I think about it? 3 javelins. That's what's that one? 13 plus 15.
Hit. Their AC is 15. So you hit no matter what, as long as you don't roll a natural one.
All right. Well, I got 3 hits then.
Okay.
And what is that damage going to be then?
3d6
3d6
plus 9 for each one.
plus 9. Okay.
So disgusting.
So that is 9, 11 plus 9. That's 20.
Okay.
And then same thing.
Okay.
And then one more. So 21 on the last one.
Okay, so that's a total of 61 damage.
Yeah, 61.
All right, got you. Locked in and loaded. You terrorize 2 of the gargoyles, only leaving a couple now on Hero Kai as you just chuck and like kind of shish kebab a couple of gargoyles with each throw. Next up is Octavios. The dragon has apparently fled and left you guys to pick up her trail. What do you do, Octavios?
Alright, immediately I'm going to heal myself for another 55 points of healing.
Okay.
And then I am going to do my best to catch up. I only have 30 feet of movement, so even with a dash. Here, maybe?
Okay, there you go. Top of the initiative, the storm breaks. And that is going to be that. Vasha, what do you do? Vasha is Octavios.
Yeah, Vasha will actually wait for Hekaton, knowing that he is the king. He will lead the charge. She will just move over and give him the opportunity to pass. She will obviously ready a defensive movement, but if we're going to continue forward, then that'll be null and void.
Okay. Next up is, I just gotta ready all my definitely not traps for you guys. Next up is Hekaton. He's going to again warn everybody that clearly she is leading us into something. We should be cautious and move 50 feet. He is going to make a perception check. And with his perception check, he rolls a not very high on the roll and says, I do not see where she has gotten to. Take care. Next up is Warrendale. What do you got, Warren? You're on mute.
He's going to adjust his headband a little bit. He's going to activate the fly ability as his bonus action. So he can fly over to where its Hero Kai is, and the gargoyle's still there, right?
Yep.
All right, so yeah, he's going to start coming around sort of up above, or I guess the northern side of Hero Kai. And I guess Firebolt's really the best one.
How much movement you got with fly?
120.
Okay.
And then 120 is the Firebolt. I think I could probably read them, can I?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh, let's see. A 9 plus 9 is 18 to hit.
Definitely going to do so.
3d10. Let's see. 10, 12, 17, 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. All right. That's going to take out the Gargoyle Swarm.
And I'll sort of land up there on the ledger. That's basically where I'm headed towards, so I can land next to Hero Kai and get an overview of this ruins or amphitheater, whatever it is.
Yep. All right. Next up is Imrith, but you guys don't know where she is, so she's going to do some sneaky Imrith shit. Your turn, Hero Kai. As far as you guys can tell, I'm going to kind of back the map out a bit and resync your views. You get to look into this amphitheater, and you see that there's obviously the main towards the south, this entire broken kind of cavern that leads into the center of it, and then there's broken statues falling over, debris lying everywhere, a giant sinkhole in the center of the amphitheater, but no direct sign of Imrith, as I'm not sure if you're not blind anymore, but you don't see where she got to. You can make a perception check to try to discern some facts.
Blinking blearily the sand out of his eyes, he's going to make a perception to see if he can spot where she might have went.
Okay.
Let me go see what my bonus is.
Yep.
That's an 18 perception.
18. So, Hero Kai, you notice the last place that you've seen her descending into the amphitheater around here seems to be absolutely torn and dug up. And you get the sense that something large has burrowed into the amphitheater.
Kyle turn back to the others and shout back that information for them. It's, I think she's burrowed. She's under the ground. And then he'll advance cautiously, his sword held out in front.
All right, where would you like to go? 50 feet or?
Yeah, 50 feet down towards that spot.
Okay. Very nice. Orlecto is going to go up next. I'm just going to go round by round, basically, because you guys are still technically feared, so it's going to become relevant.
So close. I almost made it.
Damn. Orlecto, what do you want to do?
Or actually, do I need to get a 19 or higher?
For the fear? For the fear is 20, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
So close.
Orlecto, what do you got? You hear Hero Kai yell out that she's burrowed somewhere into the amphitheater.
He'll start to make his way, probably just up by where Hackaton is. He's not going to go total full in the lead, but basically just stay beside Hackaton.
Okay.
Sword at the ready, in case she decides to burst out and swallow him whole.
Gotcha. Next up is Nimir. Gonna do the same thing?
Yep, Mir is following and kind of following blindly unless this round the sand's now not affecting their eyes.
Now the sand is kicked down, yeah. If you're blind, you still need to make the save, though.
Alright, cool. I'll roll that. That's con?
Yep.
I guess it doesn't matter because they get +10. I'm just tossing that in. So, oh yeah.
No longer blind.
They cried out that sand and they're good to go. And Libby's gonna trot along to kind of keep up. I think that's about 60-ish. Come on, Octavius. Whew, how you doing? Do you need any more? Do you need a potion? You good?
I could use another one if you have one.
Yeah, like, and is he still looking pretty bad, or kind of on the?
No, he's looking a little better now. He's definitely keeping pace.
So once you use up your temporary hit points, I don't think I've said this. You can't get them back.
I thought they were just being a part of being giant.
No, they were just like a one-time temporary kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm good then.
You're good. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, once temporary hit points are expended, they are done.
I got 7.
Tish caca.
All right, Reichliviant, you're now up. The hunt for the dragon begins. She apparently has burrowed somewhere.
Yeah, apparently. Alright. I'm going to... Looking at the map, give me a sec. Who's that person, like, south of me and a little bit left? It's a giant.
Hirokai.
That's Hirokai?
Yep.
I'm going to head that way with him.
All right.
I can move. How many rounds are we in?
We're on the 7th round.
7th round?
Yep.
And yeah, I'll move up there with him.
Okay, you fly up towards beside him, backing him up.
And I don't know if you guys saw the chat. I'm starting to fade a little bit here, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Getting tired as hell.
I was thinking about shutting it down real soon anyways. Do we want to play maybe one, or we're at the end of the round. Do you want to play maybe one more round, or are you done? It's fine if you're done, actually.
I mean,
let's just end out the round then. Let's let Octavius have his turn, and then we'll pick up from there, okay?
all right.
Yeah, so we'll end it
Thank you,
after
guys.
Octavius' turn. So Octavius, probably not a whole lot you're doing anyways. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna run up to the rest of the group. Seems like everyone started to collect in one little area here. Everyone around me has been injured a bit, haven't they?
Yeah, for the most part. Although if you're getting that far, you would need a dash as your action.
Oh, I thought I was just here.
You're closer to around here, I think. So
Okay.
30 feet.
Yeah, you can move it.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to move 30 feet, you could probably get around next to Livy.
Yeah, okay. And I'm going to use Mass Cure Wounds, which has a 60-foot radius.
Oh, you're fucking more than fine then.
Alright,
Jesus.
so I'm going to heal everybody for 16 points of... Well,
Yeah. That's literally it. How many people can you heal?
as many that are in my radius.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, up to 6 creatures, sorry, up to 6
six
creatures.
So yeah, you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have to choose then. There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people.
Alright, all 4 of us, Hackathon.
Okay.
And then whoever's the lowest at that point.
16 to Hecaton.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good because Hecaton is getting into rough shape. All right, and who else? We got one more that can get it. How's Hirokai doing? He's pretty beat up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got a third of his life left.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoever's
And
the lowest, yeah, take it.
I think it's Hirokai. So go ahead and take it, Hirokai. 16 points of healing.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't gotten hit yet, so
Yeah.
I'm still.
I need to take care of that real quick. And the
Yeah,
second
I'm a finger of death.
The second half of the battle will commence as the initial assault on Imarith has been completed. You've defeated her swarm of gargoyles, but she's seeming to have retreated somewhere back, burrowing into the depths of the amphitheater. We will pick it up hopefully soon and finish it out. It's been a heck of a battle to start with, and we're just getting into it, I think. So, hang in there, guys. You did really good so far. Thanks for watching, anyone, and always thanks for playing, guys. Hopefully next session will finally be the end the climatic ending of the story. Tune in next time. Until then, to be continued.